Yep. No, you just want to log into the. Hello, everybody.
Hi.
You're cut off over here because, again, why are you cut off? I'll fix that. Because I didn't transition it. That's why. Now it's transitioned. Okay. So hi, everybody.
Hello out there, all of our Waking the Unknown friends.
Don't forget, we're Thursday nights now. Gonna share this video away. So this is gonna be awesome.
It's gonna be an awesome show tonight.
Yes,
awesome.
it is. Just have to wait. First hour. Remember, we're
8 minutes until showtime.
talking about natural born witches. Now, natural witch or a born witch, which is somebody that's naturally born with gifts. But we're going to get into exactly what the 9 signs of a natural born are and why we're actually talking about this.
Right, and how, because people need to truly be aware of their intentions because they can harm people that way.
Yes.
And themselves. So it's very important. People need to realize very
yes, they
important
do. All right.
Tabitha literally still lives. Thank you. What? Huh?
There we are.
You going to sleep? All right, good night.
Good night, honey. I love you. Sorry, I just said that live.
Good night, Joe. We love you.
All right, so now we're sharing this out everywhere. All right, on Awakening the Unknown post.
7 minutes
We get somebody
until
in there already?
showtime.
This is not one. I'm trying to find ours. It's not.
It's right here. See, look at the... Go to the regular feed. You'll see a live feed. Go to the regular page for the network page, not ours.
Right, I just did that by accident.
Yeah.
Hey, Kulishka.
Okay, sharing group.
Come on.
Okay.
Cooperation. I'm gonna have to get barefoot. Oh. Yeah, it's right there. I'm gonna get it. I got it. I know I got it. Just gotta cooperate and open up now.
You're so used to going live. Okay,
I'm
now I'm
so
going to
used to
share
going
it
live on
my
Facebook.
timeline.
We've got so technically advanced that it's like. Remember, I started out with a compass.
Minutes until showtime.
Oh, God, this is going to be one heck of a night, people.
Oh my God, it's gonna be so much fun.
Well, hello, Michelle.
I hope we get a lot of callers tonight. Though.
Yes,
I
don't
really
forget,
hope I do.
you're going to want to call in on this one. Okay?
You are. It's an awesome show.
Very awesome topic. First hour, natural born witches.
Mm-hmm.
What? The 9 signs. 9? There are 9 signs of this.
9 signs of being a natural born
A natural witch or a born witch? Which is...
a bloodline
right.
witch or
No,
spirit line witch?
there's a difference between bloodline witches.
Mm-hmm.
Bloodline is something that actually comes from your blood. Some people can actually have nothing as far as knowledge or even have a past history of the craft. But
Right.
what happens is they're born with the innate ability in order to perform this. So.
That's why it's
5
dangerous.
Right.
They don't
minutes
realize what they're putting
until
out there as
showtime.
intentions. You know, then what's so go there, little teacher there, Mrs. Fancy Pants. What explain about the spirit line? That's a tough one to explain.
Oh, hold on.
Okay. Right.
This is awesomeness.
Now we got axe injection.
Yes. Ah, she's a bloodline.
Ah.
Well, it's nice to meet you. Blessed be my sister.
Yes, marry me. Marry her.
Marry meet again.
I cannot wait. I actually met a little girl once. Her mother.
4 minutes
we met at
until
Dunkin' Donuts,
showtime.
Hold
like
on.
a neutral place. Yep.
4
I'll have to tell you
minutes.
the
Hold
story.
on. Hold on a minute. what time did we log on? Probably about what? Like we normally do about 8:50.
Yeah, we could
About
log
that,
on.
yeah.
If everything's all clear, we shouldn't have any problem.
3 minutes until showtime.
3 minutes. Alright. This is gonna be awesome.
I'm over here chip chopping away.
Alright. Michelle's already got the chat room going.
Oh, yes, sir. I want to know how many people out there actually know whether they're bloodline witches or spirit line witches. Sometimes people really don't know.
No.
They're
some they
attracted
know.
to the craft of
Right.
witchcraft, but they don't understand actually in the history or past life.
Well, see, you're what is known as a bloodline witch. Okay. I'm a Celtic witch, but it's also in my blood, which
Right.
is different.
Right.
Same but different.
I know, right? It's like my whole. That's why I always say I choose to use my powers for good, not evil, because I can. I have one
2
one grandmother
minutes
that was a good
until
witch, and one
showtime.
grandmother was a bad witch.
Yep, nope. We're going to focus on all positive tonight, right? That we are.
Yes, we are.
All right, we got 2 minutes, peeps. 2 minutes. Little less than 2 minutes to go. So,
Why
I
can't I
see.
not spell the word
I see.
blood today?
I see Howie. I see the hitman's number.
Hi, Howie, the hitman of death.
That's right.
That's
Do
right.
I hear? Do I hear? I hear the hitman.
Are we hearing Howie?
Yes.
It's not an
Do you hear the
it's
music?
Not an AVP.
It's not an AVP. All right, talking to the mic again, hon.
Checka, checka, checka.
Okay, you're good.
Don't get strung out.
I love Howie.
What's up?
Hey, Howie, I decided I'm not going to send you like a dish guard. I'm going to send you some Portuguese linguiça and chorizo.
1
That should be coming.
minute until showtime.
Oh, 1 minute.
I like it.
Oh, you're going to get some surprises, I tell you. I'm going to give you some nice New England
Hallelujah.
stuff, some nice Portuguese stuff, too.
Yeah, shitties, not linguiça. That's too fatty.
Yeah.
Shitties
But I'm going to have it made. There's a guy that I know that actually makes it homemade.
Does he?
And it's awesome.
Nice.
So he's making it, and when it's ready, he calls my dad.
What?
What's up? You're going to want to move up with the chorizo and the linguiças on.
What did you say, Howie?
I said, that's awesome, but I'm going in mute. I'm getting ready to let you go.
Okay.
Thanks,
Bye.
Howie.
Joe's about to go.
Thank you so
Uncle.
You're
much.
welcome. Thanks, y'all. Have a great evening.
Thank you.
You
Thank
too.
you.
Love.
And that is Howie the Hitman Odell on Sunday nights from 9 to 11.
That's right.
Check him out.
Yeah.
And then when he does his DJ stuff, he's got all that sexy music going on. It's like, ooh, let's get it on.
Oh, we're getting
Your show will
close.
go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
Is there anyone here that would like to communicate with us? Can you give us a sign of
Show 6 days a week, and each day till Eastern Standard Time, which shows sometimes the Orion of they talk radio. They are the commercial, just sort of crazy. Lord, behind the microphone radio. Going to Trump and original and how will be share. Welcome to a new episode of Awakening the Unknown. Hosts Susan Swanbeck, Michelle Sullivan. Stay tuned for a haunted good time.
Well, hello there, everybody. How are you doing this fantastic Thursday night? We are, oh my God, we are so excited about the show that we have planned for you this evening. We are going to start taking callers at 9:30.
Yes, so please
But
do
we
call.
have something up our sleeve. Wait,
Surprise.
I forgot my sleeves.
I took off my sleeves.
We forgot our sleeves.
Yes.
Okay.
So that way you guys can see that, we're natural born witches and we're not hiding anything underneath there. You know what I mean?
We had something that in the works that we wanted to talk about because we're paranormal investigators.
Yeah, absolutely.
And a lot of times what happens when you are at a paranormal investigator, you will run across a circle that's open.
Oh my
And
goodness, yes.
sometimes that happens because people can be unaware of their abilities.
They have no clue what their abilities are.
Exactly.
Their intentions get them in trouble and cause harm.
Exactly.
It
So
can happen, people.
yes, it can. So we thought it would be a good idea to explain to everybody what a natural witch or a born witch is.
And I love it.
Now-
We're meeting so many bloodline witches already.
Yes. Now, you don't have to practice the craft if you're upset and you find out that, oh my goodness, I have all these witch traits. You don't have to practice the craft. We have one of each available for you when we get closer to the 10 o'clock mark. We have somebody that is available to teach you how to work with the magics as far as a spiritual guider, as far as the craft. And then we have another individual who's really connected to angels. I love them both. They are absolutely amazing. So I think that it's a good idea to actually open it up.
Plus we have all these special people to help other people at our fingertips.
Yes, exactly.
And that are willing to help.
But that's what we're all about.
Of course.
We're awakening people to the
unknown.
unknown.
That's right.
So how many people out there know what a witch is?
That is a good question.
Do you know what a witch is?
A witch is more in tune to nature than the average person.
But there's an actual term.
There is a term.
There is a term. Okay, and it says it right in the description at the top of the page there. Let's see. What is a witch? Well, a witch is a gender neutral term.
Yes, that's
or
not
sometimes
witches and
they
warlock.
sometimes they prefer enchanter or enchantress, but it's someone who uses their own will in order to bend reality. That's actually the definition of witch, not
Right.
green nose, not warts.
No,
not green
not
faces.
even for Halloween. I
No,
prefer to be a
no.
pretty witch.
Yes, no. So,
So
that's
true, though.
yes, it is, and that's basically all it is. And the word itself, witch, comes from the Germanic word "weak," which means to curve or to bend.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
That's right.
So, do you know that everybody is actually born with some type of magical abilities?
Everyone.
Everyone.
And that's why a lot of people are having that awakening. A lot of people are feeling things. They feel
Right.
things. They love certain animals. Maybe that they don't realize it, but that animals, they're familiar.
Well, we haven't got into that yet.
I know. There's so much surprise after the show.
Yes, there's so much to go over here, and this is just the top 9.
Wow.
Right, and definitely if you have the top 9, there is definitely that. But there's some of us out there that actually recognize the potential at childhood.
Yes.
So when you recognize the potential at childhood, whether it's from a bloodline or whether it's Scotland, we have another Celtic out there. Yeehaw!
Yes, I love our
It's the
witches.
stuff. So, all right.
Awesome.
So whether it's something that's in your bloodline or something for some reason that you were actually born.
Yes.
You were just born this way.
Yes.
And that can actually happen.
Oh, I was born that way.
I mean, it's just
It's true.
It
got
is what
taught
it
from
is.
Day one, literally. But
And
not
it's
a lot of
not.
people are
It's
lucky
sometimes
like that.
it's not always in every generation of your household as well.
Oh, so true.
No,
So
definitely
true.
not.
But certain traits, like my sister is a healer.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
It's certain traits that they still use, and it still comes out whether they choose to use their witch's intent or not.
Exactly.
And
But that's
the
what we're
interesting-
getting into, intent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it's something that really needs to be looked into in order to not go in to have to get into a circle, reopen a circle, reclose a circle. I mean, call the corners, close the corners, just to get rid of the energy that's still there. And
And that's just the basics.
That's
of it.
just, yep, it
That's
definitely
just
is.
the basics.
Yep, definitely is. See, a natural witch, or another definition of a natural witch, is one that uses the means and the power of Mother Nature in order to cast magic. All right, we have a list.
Oh, tell me what the list is.
We have a list. Okay.
I love lists.
Now, how many traits do you actually have? Now, this could be a bloodline, a spirit line, that latent magic or that actually comes through. Now, the first sign is let's ask the chat room this question out here, Michelle.
Oh, tell me the question. I will type it in right
All
now.
right. How many people actually get affected by the moon?
Oh, that's a good one.
How many people out there in the chat room get affected by the moon?
That's a big
That's
one.
one of the first signs.
Absolutely.
Yeah. That's right.
I birthed 7 puppies on that moon.
Sit. Yes,
A
you
special
did.
moon, actually.
Yes, the one I was out taking photos of.
And exactly.
blue moon.
And that is the one
Yep,
when
the
all
blue
7
moon.
puppies were born.
Yep. Now, now, when it comes to as far as being affected by the moon, sometimes it's not your mood. There are other things, okay? It's all the witches, mages, and sorcerers that actually use power of both the sun and the moon. There is something about the night of a full moon that we can't explain.
Because we're so drawn to
Right,
it.
exactly. First thing, full moon. What do I do?
Oh my gosh, out there. We're
Out there with my camera. I
That's
got to
right.
get this. I don't know.
That's right.
I must have like 15,000 full moon pictures. But to me, everyone is different and means something
And,
different.
well, it looks
Right.
different every time, and then we've been lucky to have all these special moon,
Yeah.
things happening.
We're even lucky to be next to the ocean. That's what I
oh
like.
my
We're next
gosh,
to the ocean.
it's
Yes.
awesome because the
I
moon
love those.
over the ocean.
That's right.
What do they call that? It's sunbathing and moon bathing. Like you literally
Right.
can be under the moon
You're-
and draw that power to you and feel so good.
That's right.
That the moon is on
And
you.
it's not only are you drawing the power in, but because we're by the ocean, which is one of
Our
those pictures
background.
there, it's not too far from us.
Yes.
The ocean itself can actually cleanse you. The ocean air. It's a good cleanser. At least it is.
I mean, that's a big
That's
natural,
right.
powerful thing. Is the ocean controlled by the tides? Why the tides? Controlled by the moon. The moon controls the tides. So that's a big thing. Like if you feel it, you're so drawn to that,
Yeah.
and it's just something that it just gives you peace. It gives you that feeling
No,
of comfort too.
That's right. A lot
You
of
know?
people out there will actually feel the power of the Great Lady herself, which is the moon. Okay, even if you live in a city where you can't catch the moon and there's tons of all these traffic lights, you can still feel the pull of the moon.
Yes, you can. Yes,
Okay,
you can.
that's
Absolutely.
definitely, you can still feel it. See, natural witches, which are people that are actually born like that, and you can just, hi everybody.
Hello, everyone.
So
happy
natural, as I'm sorry, I'm having a brain fart. See, natural witches are deeply connected. It affects your sleep.
Oh my God.
Okay, it definitely will affect your sleep around the moon. And
I think I
yeah,
sleep during any type of special moon. I honestly do not sleep. I feel the energy so much that it's like my entire body is like a tingly, like you put a plug in a socket and you feel that shock. That's how my body is. And that's, you may feel it weaker. You might feel it stronger.
yep.
But it's there. And it's like you cannot deny it.
No, you can't.
Cannot deny it.
Now, do you know?
Wow, tell me.
Okay,
I love to learn.
all right.
I want to learn, which is another
Right.
witchy thing, by the way.
You know who the moon phases are actually associated with?
Astronomically, what are they associated with? The moon phases. The full
Artemis.
moons. Which was technically the first Greek goddess witch.
Right, or Diana in Latin.
Yes. 'Cause
Okay,
They have the different names.
but these are the Greek gods, and not everybody actually
believes that.
believes in the Greek gods, but
But-
these are the ancient Greek gods, is what we're talking about. Now, one of my one of my abilities is a big pain in the neck,
What is it?
and
Tell me.
it happens to be number 2.
Number 2, like poop.
No, not number 2. I'm all set there. No, not number 2.
So tell me. I want to know everything.
Empathy.
Oh, big time.
Now-
big time. You are an awesome empath. Yes.
Now, a lot of people, you say, I'm an empath, they go, I'm so sorry.
Right?
I'm sorry for you.
I'm so sorry I'm feeling your pain right now. I feel it. I really do get it and understand.
It's so tough.
true.
It is. From experience, because the empathic side of me is, it's one of the strongest things about me is the empath. And it's not just feeling others' emotions with me. And we're gonna explain that to you. The difference
Okay.
between a basic empath and an empath who happens to be a natural born.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And you are incredible. An empath.
Yeah.
You want an empath? That empath right here. Bam.
All right. So there are a bunch of there's a bunch of things out here. And all right. Now, are you an empath?
I am to a degree, but not anything as strong as you. My powers lie probably more with witches, cooking, the witchery. I do it to my family all the time. I will literally make soup with the intent of like keeping everything calm, cool, soothing, collected.
So you're a kitchen witch.
I can. I have a kitchen witch. You know.
Yep.
that's
Michelle's a
about me.
kitchen witch, if
And
you
I
didn't
mean,
know.
I am with 20 dogs and 2 cats and 5 chickens. So,
She's got to keep them all going.
you know, animals
All
are
right.
with me.
See, empaths. Okay, a couple of things about empaths. They are people who are actually very sensitive to energies and
That's-
emotions
Yes.
that surround them. Okay, both thought and emotions. Okay,
yes.
that means of plants, animals, people, even spirits. Now,
That's my biggie,
the
too.
other thing that you have to actually remember is that some empaths, some very strong empaths, have the ability as far as the energies of the ground.
Right.
Now, back when I originally started all this, it was Whaling City Ghosts.
Yes.
Okay.
Hi, Lulu,
I
if
was.
you're listening.
Hi, Lulu. I was actually the lead psychic investigator. She just said, "If you have no," I was on the circuit doing all the.
The card readings and all that
Yeah,
stuff.
but see, my big thing was benefits.
Yeah.
If there wasn't a purpose,
A charity.
exactly. I did a lot of cancer benefits, and those that know me know. 2 years ago, my husband passed from that. Don't worry, don't be sorry. He's where he is right now, and I can hear him more. So.
Well, he still bugs us.
Yeah. So, so that's what I was doing it for. And she called me out. And that's when it was, wow, it just went haywire there.
Yeah, it did.
Yeah. Joey's on his computer here tonight because now it's going haywire because he knows I'm talking about him. So,
Right. Hi,
yeah. So, I mean, I went, and the energy of a particular individual, I can remember, it was graveyard, of course,
And that's
but
another
literally, there
witchy
was a guy
thing.
sitting right at the graveyard, and I told her her name, told her who it was, and it was just, and that was the past. And sometimes when you have an empath, it's not just about emotions. It's literally, I'm seeing scenes of things that
Absolutely.
happened in the past.
It's like glimpses, like almost
Right.
like a little TV commercial that just kind of comes.
I mean, I went as far back as the 1700s once.
Wow.
I have no idea why or how. I don't know what it pertained to for the case, but it was a question, and something just came up, and sometimes you have to say it.
know,
So you
and
have
that's-
to remember.
Before that's also like that could be a past life thing with you.
Right.
That's where some of your witchcraft
We're going to
comes
get
from.
into that.
Yeah, because
But
you could have
right
been a witch
now,
in Salem.
we're on empathy.
Yes.
That we are. How many people out there actually feel... Okay, let me give you another example. Another easy example for this is if you're in one mood, okay, and all of a sudden you go into a room, you sit down in a chair that somebody else
Oh,
was in, and your mood goes, boom, switches.
yes.
Okay.
Yes. Oh,
Another trait could be trouble in crowds.
Oh.
That's one of the issues that I had a long time ago until I learned to bubble and things that all good spiritual teachers teach people. We happen to have a couple of wonderful spiritual teachers,
well,
but we're not going to tell you yet.
not yet.
You
But
got
we
to
have
listen
a lot
to
of resources.
You got to listen to the whole thing. We have a lot of resources, but there are a couple of people that I would definitely like to recommend. So, hi Kirby. How you doing, hon? I want to say hi to Rebecca too. I'll get to the names as I see them.
Oh, hello,
Now-
Patrick. Hello, Michelle LeBaron. Hello, everyone. We literally, our chat room is full tonight. I'm so happy to see that.
So am too. We're gonna start probably taking calls about 9:30, but we're literally only on number 2, and we've got to get through all of this by 10 o'clock because there's a point to this. Okay?
All right.
There is an
Do it.
actual point to this.
What's
now,
number 3?
All right, wait. I just want to say one more thing about the empath. And again, now empathy is actually a really strong quality and shows proof that being sensitive shows real power, not weakness. Try to remember that.
Exactly. You may think
right.
you're weak because you're crying and you're upset and all that, but you know what? That's strength. That's the strength right there. Yes.
That's you.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Are you kidding me?
Okay, well, we're going to get into number 3, and now I'm going to make Michelle do number 3 because there's a reason that Michelle's got to do the 3rd sign. Now, then we'll name all the signs, the top 9 signs that show that you're actually a natural born. What's number 3, Michelle?
Oh my goodness! And one of my actual, it's a good curse, and it's always happened to me my whole life. But attracting animals,
Yep.
I have a very big connection to animals. And my life, I can't have just one cat. I have to have 30.
I got 5.
Right? You're working your way
2
up
are Maine
there.
Coons.
You know, I have 20 dogs. 20 dogs, people. 5 chickens. I've had a goat. I've had a donkey. I've had 9 ferrets. I've had, oh my goodness. And I've had I've taken
So-
walks and had strays walk right up to me.
Now, what are some of the things that can actually happen? It doesn't have to be particularly a cat because
No,
they say witches
no.
are associated with cats. No,
I mean, it could
it's
be
just
a bug.
It's just something about them. Why don't you explain a little bit about that?
Well, it's almost like you can feel their energy in a different way.
Right.
Almost like I can read their minds and know what they're thinking, what they're feeling.
Right.
And the same goes with them. Like they comfort me because they can feel my emotions and my energy. Animals are so in tune to nature.
Yes, they are.
They come
very
from
much are.
nature. They see spirits. They see things and feel things that we don't even see.
Now,
Okay?
how many people out there actually enjoy the company of animals more than you do people sometimes?
Oh, that's a
well,
big thing.
except for Michelle. I love Michelle and my family.
But
So
we do love spending time with our animals.
exactly,
It's a special time. It
I mean,
really
how
is.
many other people out there besides me and Michelle say just I'll be right back to your animals?
all the time. I kiss them all. Mommy,
Yeah,
please
your
bye.
mommy will be back in a minute. Every time she leaves the house, it's so cute.
I love them, but it's a drawing to them. I am drawn to them, and animals are drawn to me.
Right.
And it's just which just have familiars. That's something we've had for decades and decades and decades. Whether it's a bug, a bird, a lizard, a
Right.
seagull, like for my case, the donkey once.
Here's another thing. How many people out there actually have birds flying around the house all the time?
That's a big
My bird that's always around me, crows.
all the time.
All the time, crows. Non-stop
Yeah.
crows are the thing. The crows actually do talk to me. Even dogs will talk to me. Another case I was on, paranormal-wise, and this is where it comes in handy. Paranormal-wise, I was on another case, and the animal was very scared. Now, as one individual was handling the person, I was dealing with the animal to find out what was going on with the dog.
Right.
That was
I
another
actually
case,
went on
yeah.
an investigation once that the dog told me more about what's going on in the house spiritually than anything else. And that was crazy.
Mm-hmm.
That dog literally hated people.
Yep.
This woman was like, the dog, I gotta lock the dog up. This dog is vicious, gonna bite. It was a Pomeranian. Didn't like anybody.
Except for you.
Yeah.
It is.
It's just how it is.
It's just something about. It's something about you, who you are.
Yes.
You know,
It's
I
ingrained in
mean,
you.
they literally can feel it in you. It's not just that they say that it's witches familiars. Witches familiars can be any particular type of an animal. But if animals actually attracted to you, there's an unmistakable energy print in
Yes.
your aura that animals can see.
And that's why people need to notice if there are birds flying around their house.
That's right.
They don't notice. Things you don't notice around you in nature. That will tell you a lot about whether you're...
There's no reason why you can't have these magical abilities and still believe in angels.
Oh, absolutely.
There's nothing wrong with, I don't pull punches with anybody else's religious beliefs, but to me this is spiritual.
Yes.
And
yes.
that's the difference, I think, for me and Michelle. It's actually quite spiritual.
So much.
Yes, very spiritual.
It's
So,
our life. It's our
yeah,
life.
it really
We
is.
are.
So, and again, we keep telling you, and we're going to keep you on the line. We definitely have a couple of people, 2 people I'd like to recommend more than other individuals, because I know each of them have some different qualities that are really going to assist those out there that really need the help.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you don't want to go into this blindly.
No, and you don't want to play. You
No.
want to be trained.
Yes, you need to know what you're
Yeah.
doing with your intentions at all times.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
And it is true what they say.
Yeah.
Whatever you
Yeah.
put out there comes
Yeah.
back to you threefold.
Yeah, me,
Karma.
my grandmother, and a shaman, because I'm also Pat Hopi. So I've got that mixture in there. So it took the 2 different mixtures
I love it.
in order to get
She's
order
a
to get me
mishmash.
not so nuts.
You're a mishmash. You're a mishmash.
All right, how many people out there love thunderstorms?
Oh my
Or
goodness,
is it
yes.
just me that says, "Oh my God, I got to grab the video camera. Maybe I can get another shot of this," especially when there's lightning.
It's the power. The most powerful thing in nature actually is considered thunder. That's why Zeus was the god of thunder.
Very good.
That's why.
Very good.
And
And that's all
that-
according to Greek mythology. Very good.
But I mean, that's why there's people
Yes.
literally that have gotten hit by lightning and have literally opened up abilities
Right.
after they got hit by lightning.
Right.
You know?
So we're going to explain this a little bit. Okay. Do you also get excited during the storm?
Oh my goodness. I
Right.
watch the news. I can't wait for thunderstorms like you wouldn't believe. And they're so few and far between up here with us. I wish we had more thunderstorms.
See, from our research,
Yes.
okay, a thunderstorm, it isn't excessive. It's actually concentrated magical energy. Okay, and that's what it is. You can actually feel, especially during like thunder, you can feel the growth of the thunder before it comes, and then when you get that lightning,
Can you smell it coming? I can smell a
Yeah.
thunderstorm coming and a snowstorm
the weather
coming. Yes.
My mother still predicts the weather.
Oh, I believe it 100%. And I don't go by achy knees and all that. Like, I literally
That's right.
can smell it. you
I
know?
mean, again, Zeus. It's just an energy that can't be tamed, is what it is. I mean,
No,
try to
it can't take that.
try to harness that and try to tame that. It's ridiculous.
You know, but that's
All right.
why, that's like visual power. When you see thunder, it's visual power. Like you're
Exactly.
literally seeing visible energy.
That's the lightning.
Yeah.
The lightning. The thunder. It's more of a. You can feel it.
It's the buildup.
Yes, exactly, exactly.
Oh, it's so awesome, so fascinating. I recommend everybody trying to take advantage of, like,
Yeah,
enjoy
don't be like
thunderstorm.
me. Run and get a camera and a camcorder when something exciting's happening outside. Hey, I gotta get this. Somebody might need it.
It's worth it, though, because you're seeing visible energy. Like, you know what I mean? You're feeling it. You're seeing it.
Rebecca says don't mess with hurricanes, though.
We have a lot of hurricanes up here, darling. I love hurricanes, too.
See, when a
Blizzards.
hurricane comes, I go. I just know. I go outside. I put
I go to the
everything
beach.
away, and
Hurricanes coming. I'm at the beach.
well, I got kids and stuff. I got to take care of. Okay, number
Oh.
5.
Uh-oh.
Number 5. We're getting there. We're
five.
almost ready for calls here, people. Almost.
I'm so excited. Well, tell them what number 5 is.
You want to know what number 5 is?
Oh, I so wanna
The
know what number
5th sign.
Number
Okay.
5.
Is something you've already talked about. Now, this is where you're going to understand when we're talking about number 5 why we're talking. This is actually paranormal related. It's not
Yes.
spiritual, but you desperately need to learn how to control this.
Because
Okay.
nature tells you, if you
Exactly.
pay attention, what those signs are.
Right.
You just got to know what you're looking for.
Now, number 5 is natural healing or destructive abilities.
Yes.
Now, the reason it's both, okay?
Yeah.
All right.
Tell me.
There are good and bad in everybody.
Absolutely.
And you cannot have 100% pure thoughts all the time.
No way.
But when you're aware of your abilities,
You have to be very careful and
you
cautious.
are, because it's something that we grew up with, something that we're both aware of, and we know that we have to keep it closed in.
Right, and one of
Now,
the first things my grandmother
let me
taught me was
explain that a little bit,
Please
okay? All right. Now, like a painful experience. Okay, a painful experience is actually more painful.
To us, yes.
Yes, exactly.
You
And
feel it
and
stronger.
right. All right. Now here's another one. Do you remember a time when you knew somebody that was actually sick? And I hate to put it this way, or injured. Okay. and you felt terrible about it, and you just felt like you had the urge, you had to touch that person.
Oh, absolutely. I've gone and put my hand
That
on people.
is your
Yes.
actual natural healing abilities coming through
Yes.
that wants to go
Yes.
to that other individual.
You're naturally drawn to. I like naturally drawn to that. That you want to heal. You want. You
Right.
feel that.
Right.
I worked hospice. And like,
Exactly.
how crazy is that with my all this
Yep.
stuff working hospice, and I helped dead people to across the other side.
Caregiver. End of
Yes.
life caregiver.
Yes.
That's what I did for the
You
longest
know?
time.
And
So
it's
yeah.
funny how you
All right.
your nature it'll
See,
draw you to where you need to go.
There's a flip side to this.
Oh yes, there is.
Okay.
Please, guys, everyone out there, listen
Yeah,
to this.
you
Please,
really
please,
want to
please.
you really want to listen. Okay, you can wish that you felt the urge, you had to touch them, and that's always a good thing. Or of course, there's always the exact opposite. Have you ever had something within your own brain that you just wanted something bad to happen because this particular person hurt you, and all of a sudden this thing happens? And a lot of times this does not happen with people. This does not happen when people are aware. When you're aware and you're trained, you can keep your chi.
Yes, you can keep yourself centered.
You've got to keep your chi centered, and that's the thing. You don't want to actually cause harm or accidentally unleash negativity.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, and that is something that could actually happen, and people sometimes aren't even aware of it. Hi, Kirby again. So some people aren't actually aware of it. Hi, Howie, the Hitman.
Oh, it's the Hitman.
And you want to be 100% aware of what you're doing at all times. Now, this is just sign number. You know you can cause yourself harm.
That's the thing people don't realize.
Okay.
You can literally make yourself
Yep.
sick. You can make yourself die.
Yep.
Remember the old-fashioned stories about
Yep.
the lady? She went to her bed to pass because it was the big
Right.
dramatic thing. Yeah, she went to her bed to literally pass. She literally, that's what she wanted.
Exactly. And that's what it is. It's the intent of what it is that you are projecting is something that can happen. So it's not just that you are actually causing harm to other individuals. You can actually harm yourself as well without actually meaning it.
Yes.
You know, especially an individual who has this particular ability and doesn't know what to do with it, and they're in a depressive state. That's bad. Okay, and that's bad. And
the
that, these are the this is only number 5.
Well, that's
we still
also
got
why
4
you
more.
talk about being an empath.
That's
because
right.
You want to be able to know how to control these feelings.
See, when you're an empath, you can actually be in a crowd, and things can actually change, but you don't know why your personality changes. But once you realize, okay, that's not me.
It's not.
Or like randomly, I'll put up these posts where all of a sudden I'm sitting on the couch and it's like, oh my God, what the hell is that? Sorry, I didn't mean to swear. So, and then something like that'll happen, but I have to write down what it is, what I'm feeling, what's going on. And sometimes it's somebody that's getting anxious because of the indigestion that's close, or sometimes somebody pulled a muscle really close to where you would normally feel a heart attack.
Yes.
So these are things that come up. So I just randomly, okay, this is what I'm feeling, say okay. Once they say okay, he's actually going to be one of our guests. Oh,
He's gonna-
no, that's Howie? Oh, sorry, that was another individual.
Another person who
Oh.
is going to be calling in, and I really want to say thank you to that person because it's something they've never openly talked about.
Okay. We are just got 4 more things to actually get through, and then we're going to open up the call lines. We're trying to open them up as soon as possible. Now, here's another one. Oh. Howie, you listening? Okay, good.
This is
All right.
you, Howie.
Repeating numbers, patterns, or omens.
Yes.
Hmm.
That's a biggie.
Yeah.
You know, and a lot of people don't realize. Are you like, there's good numbers, there's bad
Right.
numbers.
Hmm.
What's the first number that comes to mind when you think of numbers?
Numbers.
Number
Numbers.
3.
Me? 7.
Me, it's 5.
Yeah, I don't know why.
I think 5. That's my first
No,
number.
these are things that repeat all the time. Hey, Cody, how you doing, honey? These are things that it's a constant repeat. See, the Greeks believed that the world was built on numbers.
Yes.
And
Oh.
they actually puzzle things. 316, yes, very good. They puzzle this, and that's why it's one of the things. It's repeating numbers, repeating patterns. I mean, do you have like certain things?
Like you like to see, like for instance, you want to see 3 or something. Your number is 3, and it says 3, and you're very organized, and that's your thing. You don't feel comforted unless that 3 is there. And
Right.
3 can also be bad too, though.
But and a lot of times you get nonstop repeating numbers.
Oh, you can't miss it. It's like, how come? How
And
many
it just
times do you
happens.
say,
You
"Oh
go
my
to the grocery
God."
store, geez, I should play that number. It comes
Right?
up a lot.
How often does that come up to everybody, right?
And that's exactly what it is. These numbers, they're just repeating. It's a pattern. And these are all signs and everything that you need to actually become more aware of, you know?
yes.
I mean, it's just something that happens to you. It happens to your loved ones. It's like a prediction.
Yes.
It's a form of prediction if you can unpuzzle the patterns.
And that's the thing.
Okay, and that's the thing. Don't get upset about it.
No.
Don't get worried about it. Just learn to work your way through it.
Yeah, kind of like the patterns
literally.
come.
Okay.
And the numbers come.
Right.
And then you make sense of it.
Right. It's like a puzzle, and
Yes.
that's what it is. It's like a puzzle. It could be why I like puzzle games.
Very much so.
I got to
yes.
solve the puzzle. It drives me nuts unless I solve the puzzle. You know, so, okay, here's number 7. We're actually
number
getting down to it
7.
so we can take calls before we get into Carl. But we're going to, that's right, we have a surprise.
We have a surprise
Yes, we do.
later on.
All right, number 7. How many people out there have had weird visions?
Hasn't like people even experienced deja vu before?
Yes.
That's even like
Yes.
everyone has, and that's
That's
part
right.
of having visions. It could be one form of another. It could be dreams. It could be like you see it, like
Right.
like flashes of little storylines that come up.
Or
I call
here's
it
another
commercials.
one for those of you that are just awakening.
Yes.
When you're seeing a vision when you're awake, it's like watching a TV that's fuzzy. And that's what it feels like. It feels like you're sitting there, and for some reason within your head, you can't tune the TV screen in.
Yes, and you just can't fix that.
You
static
can't,
and make it
right.
clear.
And that's basically what it is. Or the ringing in your ears. Do you know what the ringing in your ears is?
Please tell me.
Do you guys out there
so
know what the
annoying.
ringing in your ear is? Somebody
Oh.
answer me. Does anybody know what the ringing means?
It's so
Anybody? Nobody? All right, we're going to
Not
tell you what
yet.
the ringing is. The ringing in your ears are actually your guides and your angels talking to you. They don't know that you can't hear them.
It's a vibration. That's
Exactly.
Why you hear it.
Because they speak on a different frequency, you have to let them know that you don't understand them.
Yes.
That's the biggest thing.
That's
If you
key.
let them know, I do not understand you, can you try that again? And eventually they're going to keep readjusting.
And they'll keep trying.
Right.
If there's a
Now-
message that they want to get to you, you're going to hear this very often. And then, that it happens to everybody. at
See,
certain levels.
a natural witch actually has the ability to catch glimpses of the other world. And now the other world
Yes.
is like a dimension, a different
Yeah.
dimension, a different veil, a different time. That's basically what the other world is. It doesn't
Yeah.
mean underworld. It means, well, that was actually a good
Underwear?
movie.
Underwear?
No,
Well, she-
Underworld was a good movie.
Oh, she was
Anyways,
good. She kicked butt. I love movies where
Kate
there's women
Blanchett.
kicking
Yeah, she's
butt.
really good. She's really good.
Yeah, she is.
Now, do you have dreams that actually come true too?
Oh, my whole life.
Some people like Edgar Casey.
I had to learn how to shut it off.
Edgar Casey actually had to fall asleep. I've read his books my whole life. I love that guy. He fell asleep and he had his visions while he was sleeping. So he had somebody else actually interpreting what it is that he was actually doing. And the thing is that I've read the book and I can actually picture it. He's sitting here. He's on the couch. I remember one time there was a little girl outside. He wanted the mother to get it. There's somebody here writing down and interpreting, and another individual actually listening to the reading. And this is something I saw when I was writing his book, and that's
Wow.
like unintentionally seeing what's happening in
And
the
how
past.
amazing is that, though? Can you imagine, though, somebody sleeping, surrounded by people,
Right.
to catch these wonderful visions and messages?
You know, in the middle of one of the visions that Edgar Casey actually had, he stopped and told the woman to go outside because her daughter was drowning. I know it's in a book somewhere, and I know I read that.
We'll
So,
have to list
yep.
that book when we find it.
Yeah,
and stuff
weird
like that.
visions. I'm
Oh,
telling
yes.
you, these are all powers of a natural witch.
I was actually sent
Mm-hmm.
to someone when I was a child because I couldn't sleep. Could not sleep. They would bother me all night long. So I was actually, my mom's a witch, my
Yep.
bloodline, my grandmother, everything. They sent me to this woman who literally taught me how to shut the dreams off so I can actually get a decent night's rest. And it was very key, but she taught me also, by doing that, she taught me how to protect myself.
Yep.
She knew what she was doing.
Yep.
She knew exactly. She taught me so much, that woman, which is why if people want to do the witchcraft and they want to learn about this craft, you got to find the right teacher, and we know the right
Exactly,
teachers.
and that's it. Even we had our teachers.
Oh, we did. We did.
Born witches, you always have your teachers, and that's what it is. There's always somebody out there that you can learn something from, and never stop learning. Never.
I'm still learning
We're
from my
getting
94-year-old
close to
witch grandmother.
9:36, and I know the phone lines are going to be really hopping. So we're going to get through the last two.
All right.
Now, does this sound familiar? Power from the earth.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now let me ask you guys a question to explain this a little bit. How many people walk around, pick up stones, shells?
Oh,
When you're walking around, you just sit down and you pick up these things that you call souvenirs. That's
Yeah.
actually power from the earth.
and you wonder, why am I collecting
Where
all these
do
rocks?
crystals come from?
The earth.
The earth. That's right.
That's why they're so powerful.
There is something about this particular energy, and you're noticing it. And here's another thing as far as crystals. Do you buy a particular crystal all the time and you lose it?
Yes.
It's not meant for you.
And I think it's rose quartz because I try sleeping with it under my pillow, but I think it's because of depression, and I don't have depression.
No.
So it keeps going.
So maybe it's telling you, rather than a little lesson here, rather than focusing on the depressive side of you, maybe you should be focusing more on the sunshine, which is a sunstone. So rather than trying to work with the depression, it's telling you to bring out more of the sunshine, more of yourself. Because in your aura itself, I mean, everybody sees things differently. I'm very big on colors. You do have a lot of yellow in you. Okay, you do have pinches, but you also have color.
I like
You also have yellow. So, when you work, okay, with like the crystals or even stones, I mean, you're sitting there and it's like I went on this thing with my kids when they were younger, and every time I left the beach with them, I always had a shell, a stone, something.
Yes.
And then you pick it up and you know exactly which beat. How do you know that, Mom? How do you?
Yeah.
You just know.
You feel it.
You
in your
know.
hand. You feel in the energy in your hand.
Exactly.
The energy of the earth in your hand.
Exactly.
You know, that's why I got random seashells all over the place.
Yep.
Literally all
Me too.
over the place.
You should see
Random
back there.
rocks. I actually took a brick once. I was allowed to take a brick once from a haunted building.
Yeah.
And I still have that brick. But I mean, who wants to save a brick? But somebody who knows that brick has power and energy.
I don't know.
You know what I'm saying? But if more people paid attention and learned about that, knew
Exactly.
about it. I mean, it's amazing.
Exactly. There's a lot of things that we're going to get into that couldn't happen. Now, there's one more trait.
What's the trait?
Okay, it's the last trait. These are the top 9 traits, which we're going to announce them all again. Okay?
Top 9 traits of a natural
Born witch. Right. Okay, traces of your past life. Would you like me to explain that one to you?
Oh yes, please. Because I still feel bad for one of my past lives.
Well, see, natural born witches have the ability to tap into a past life's ability to bring it forward to this one.
Yes.
And it's just something that naturally happens for some
Yeah.
reason. It is.
It is. It's amazing.
It's exactly what it is. You get empowered by your past life.
Like you
and
can tap into that power. from my
That's
past
right.
life.
That's right. Hey, I got a bit of a space over there I didn't notice before.
I didn't notice that before either.
Yeah, I'll have to fix it. Anyways, we'll fix that during break. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry. That beach is ours, though. That beach, we live next to that beach. Okay?
Yeah, we do.
We do.
Yep.
It's
So,
a pretty place.
Yep. See, and a natural witch, and sometimes they do this without even knowing it. What they can do is they can actually tap into your past life experiences in order to empower them in this life.
Yes,
And
so
that's
much.
like an innate ability, a natural ability that for some reason they don't know. Like when I was younger, I had the ability to heal. I've always been able to heal. I've always had a strong connection with animals. I always felt things, always did. So I don't know. I just figured, what the hell? I might as well go for Reiki, right? But it's something that was already there in me.
Yes.
And at the time, you know, you're young, you're a teenager, you rebel. It's what it is.
No,
So,
you do. You do.
Yeah, you
You
do.
don't know better.
how many of you out there have visions of being someone else?
Yeah. That's an interesting one. Call us and let us know that, honestly, because you keep not. If you're a woman, doesn't mean you were a woman in all your past lives.
That's right.
If you're a man, doesn't mean you were a man in all your past lives. You could have been a bug. You could be a cockroach. You could be anything.
That's right. That's
You know?
right. And here's another one for you. Do you have a mark on your body? Okay. Do you have a mark on your body that feels inherited from a past life? Like a mark you can't explain.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Like if somebody died, say, from a stab wound,
Yes.
you have this weird mark on you.
Right. It's a weird pain. It's weird. It's still
Right.
there. That still gives you that impression of something.
Right.
What happened over there?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And that's real. That's real.
It really is real.
Yes.
I can't show my birthmark.
Well, the funny thing was I actually had to have mine removed.
Yeah.
Because I had one right here.
Yeah.
And I always wondered, what the heck kind of injury did I get in a past life?
No, mine's on my butt cheek.
Oh, it's so cute, though.
No.
That's
I used to
adorable.
hide it all the time when I was a kid. Yeah, you go to the beach, you're younger, and teenager, you wear a bikini,
That's
and
my
it's like,
witchy side right
yeah.
there. You see my tushy? That's a great place to have one, honestly.
Now, did you also know that your past life can actually affect you in this life?
Very much so. A lot of people don't realize that. But it's so
Yep.
true.
Now,
you gotta learn these lessons.
here's
learn how
another
to
trait.
overcome things.
You go somewhere you've never been, but you know you've been there. And you know how to get around.
Isn't that the weirdest feeling?
Yep.
It's like
Yep.
you've been there before.
Yep.
You know where everything is. You know the schematics of a building, even for instance, as an example. But yeah, because you have.
Exactly.
You have. Maybe you weren't a woman. Maybe you were a man. Maybe God only knows what.
Right.
But you were there, and you know it. Your
Exactly.
body remembers that. Your energy is like a memory imprint. I don't know how else to explain.
Now, here's the thing. Why is Awakening the Unknown explaining about the science being a natural witch? Why do you think we're out here actually explaining this to you?
Oh my goodness.
Okay, yeah, okay, yes, we are proud of who we are.
We
But,
are.
as we said before, things in nature, like natural born witches, not everybody out there knows that they're actually a natural born witch. Some
Right.
do, like, automatically understand it, others don't. And you can leave impressions or open circles or negativity, which actually can and does create haunts. Now,
Oh yes. Oh yes.
yeah, a case that we had local, which I can't say because it was a private case,
Yeah.
but the open circle. Now, this was something that was done way back in, I think it was, by the way their outfits, it was early 1800s, late 1700s, by the
Oh,
outfits
cool.
that I saw.
Yeah.
So, and that's just, when I see, I mean, it's a different type of vision, but.
I call it commercials.
So those things can actually open up. And if left open for a long period of time, do you know what you have to do?
You got to close that because it becomes a portal.
Right, right.
That.
But you actually have to call a particular individual or a type of a particular individual.
Specialist.
That's right. You have to call in demonologists, reverends, in order to help you to get rid of this energy. Now, I'm not saying that everybody out there is inheritably bad or anything like that,
No,
because
no.
we're not bad.
Well, I could use my powers for bad.
Not that type. So there are definitely some things, but there are a couple of individuals. Yep. That I want to recommend to you out there right now. I'm actually going to pull up a couple of links.
They are the specialists for that.
They're who we consider the specialists.
Yes.
Because we're energy readers, so to speak, like individuals that we have dealings with out there, it's just something that I feel. And again, it's the feeling. I feel it's actually a good fit. Now, how many of you people out there have actually heard the show, Knowledge from Behind the Veil?
Awesome show. That's on the Rift Network, people. If you've not seen it or heard it before,
Right.
you got to check out that show.
Okay,
She
now
is
I
wonderful.
just posted the link to her page, the Knowledge Behind the Veil page.
Awesome.
Now,
Check that out.
why do you think I did that? I've got one more for you. I definitely have one more for
I
you.
get so excited. I'm sorry.
I know. There's two people that I definitely feel is the right individuals to call for your training.
Yes.
Okay, two
Yes.
people I
We
want to
have faith
recommend.
and belief in
The
them. We do
first
not
one, of course,
recommend
you know,
anybody
is Anand.
I love it.
Okay, definitely want to call Anand.
Yes.
She has experience in the craft.
Very
She
much so.
is actually what they call practicing. They
Yes.
call it practicing because it's something that you're always learning.
Mm-hmm.
But there is definitely another individual, which I'm trying to pull up her link right now.
Again,
there we go.
we're recommending the creme de la creme.
This is the
specialist.
creme de la creme, peeps. This is definitely the creme de la creme. Okay, so the next individual I want to pull up here, and I'm getting the link right
Yes.
now.
Awesome.
Now, if you feel maybe, you don't want to know something about the crap, maybe you don't, it doesn't matter. But I always give two people because you need to feel comfortable with who you're dealing
Yes.
with.
It's kind of like finding a counselor. You got to find
Exactly.
the right
So, the next thing I want you to do is contact Kirby, Beyond Earth and Healing.
fit. Yes.
Okay.
She's a Rift Network.
She
Family member
is.
too.
Both these ladies that I'm having you contact are perfect for what it is that you need to learn. You need to learn the control. You have the creme de la creme, not just because they're on the network, because
They
I
really
have
truly
talked
are.
with them. I have felt out their energy and felt like, okay, now is the perfect time to do the show that we've been talking about for a while. And you are going to get the best of the best with both.
We want education. We want you to learn. We want you to
Right.
know how to handle being a natural born witch. And
Right.
they are there, guys. We're gonna call these the two creme de la creme.
That creme de la creme.
They can help you learn how to properly
Yes,
control
they
your
can.
natural
They
abilities.
absolutely 100% can, because then you're just going to have someone like us that we go in, we do clearings and cleansings and things like that. But there are times where you actually have to call in a demonologist to try to figure out, because you can't. It's not just the energy, but it's, you need to know what you're dealing with. Sometimes.
Absolutely, it's a darker energy, and it's a little bit. It's a demonologist is the specialist. You know, they go in and they know how to deal with it, and they know how to help the family. They know how to help. It's specialist in demonology doesn't just come in and go, "Oh, boogity boogity, get out of my house, you evil demon!" Blah blah blah. Like,
Yeah. See, and
He's
it's like,
just
okay, we
caring.
recommend these two ladies here. They're our
Yes.
specialists when it comes to spirituality. They have many aspects, and even either one of them I could call.
absolutely.
You know, if there was a
Absolutely.
problem on a case, I know I could get some advice, but there's a difference. I mean, a demonologist is, and again, they do have those abilities, but to me, a
Yes.
demonologist is the one that understands, like incubus, succubus,
Yes.
what they do,
More in tune
the
to the
different
darker
names,
things.
the lower level. There's a lot that actually goes along with certain things of a demonic case. And what I have found in the area that we're in,
Oh, yeah.
there are so many open circles around here. It's unbelievable.
It's so true because
Yeah, it
again,
is.
we live around Salem. We live around.
We love
people
you
that
too,
don't-
Kirby.
We do. We love you. Love you. Love you. They don't realize. Again, that's where they.
And that's what
they're
happens.
not
And
realizing
some
they're
of it
natural-born witches.
isn't now, but okay, let's combine it. Now we've got the phone lines open for about 10 minutes before I make a phone call.
Oh my goodness! Our surprise
we have a
guest is
definite
coming.
surprise guest coming in for you, which I thought was the perfect next half to this show. But again, we have older circles that were open many years ago. Now the river itself in Acushnet is not, and I have the maps. I have the maps to prove it.
Oh, I know.
Okay.
We are
do.
going to
We're
solve
in
that
the middle of
problem.
an actual documentary too, so just to let you know. But the river in Acushnet is not exactly where it was. It was altered
It was
because of some of the sawmills. Now, there's also ley lines around here.
Oh,
now, you guys are
goodness.
going to have to get in touch with one of our expert spiritual advisors to find out what this is. I'm going to force the issue now.
Well, they really should. They
Yes.
really, really should. Even just to learn, just go on their page, just read it.
Right.
Just learn. Education. That's another thing about being a witch.
Yes.
You never stop learning.
Never. Education,
never,
education,
never.
education,
Mhm.
education. You
And
always
that's why
have to
we're
be
so
learning.
drawn, I would think, to teaching people and helping
And that's
people.
this is our way of teaching others.
Yes.
And that's what it is. And that's kind of like how I got the name Mama.
It's our little witchy thing, you know what
Yeah.
I mean? It's our witch thing.
It's just it is what it is what it is, and it's just so lovely. Now again, just to recap for you people here, okay? Now
We're going to go recap number
they're gonna
one.
recap. Number 1, you're such a look at the moon person. Okay, do you have that one?
Yes.
Check it off.
What do you think our logo is?
Okay, check that off. I have that too. Empathy.
Oh, yes.
2. Yes.
The queen of
Okay, that's 2.
badass.
Here we go. Attracting animals. Yes.
Oh, Lordy.
Yep. Okay, that's 3. Not afraid of thunder. Nope. Love a storm.
Love thunder.
I love a storm.
thunder.
You know what the best place for a storm is? When you're camping.
Oh, I know. Out in nature and
Yes,
the trees
yes.
and the rustling and
Yes.
and you just have. Oh,
I
my
sleep
gosh.
better.
Oh yeah.
So peaceful. Okay, so that's
why
number
they use
4.
those little things that put the
Yeah.
that make the sounds of thunder and stuff for people to like rest and sleep.
Yep.
Because thunder really does help soothe you.
5, natural healing or destructive, depending on
yeah.
whether or not you're actually practicing.
careful.
Repeating numbers, patterns, and omens is number 6. Number 7 is weird visions, and boy, I can tell you some weird visions I've had. I've had some weird ones.
Oh
8,
my
power
goodness.
from the earth. That's collecting items. Remember that.
Big one.
Traces of your past life. Now, if you happen to have all 9 of those abilities,
9.
9. Okay, you're a natural born. Whether you choose to call yourself a witch or a gifted individual, it doesn't really matter. But what does matter is you need to get trained.
Well, because you need to know how to use your intent.
Somebody just came in again. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, we kind of have like an open door coming in here. We're gonna probably be hearing some AVP shortly.
Yeah, okay. Please write down the time, because if I space out for a couple minutes, that means somebody's talking to
Okay,
me.
9.
So just to let you guys know, I do randomly space out. I don't mean to. It just means someone is actually having a conversation with me for some reason, and it's something that I'm doing. But those are the 2 main individuals that we happen to know very well. They are very knowledgeable in what it is they do, and they're our creme de la creme.
They are.
Yes, they are.
Absolutely are.
So definitely give them a call. Look them up.
If you have all these 9 signs, you need to find
You need
someone
training.
to help you. Yes.
You
Because
definitely need training.
Just being out there in the world, not having a clue, you can hurt yourself and others big time. So you need to learn how to use your natural born abilities. Very key. Whether you choose to decide and call yourself a witch or not, you still need to learn how to control it.
Sorry. Locally, in this area, there's Ron O'Berry. He's the Native American. Sorry, somebody just told me to say something. But as far as a Native American or a shaman at the moment, in order to get trained that way, I will look it up and put out my feelers and put that on the page.
Yep.
Because somebody was just telling me something was missing. So
What's missing?
that a Native American trainer, because some people do have those.
Shamans.
Right.
Yes.
But both of these ladies can help you out with that. So I literally still feel the creme de la creme.
Yes.
So who's ever coming in, thank you. Sorry.
Thanks for coming.
Sorry about
Trust
that.
our company.
You know, I'm just going to stop fighting it, and I'm just going to go with it on
Just
these shows.
go with it.
Okay,
Just
so
go with it.
the reason, we've said this, the reason,
I'm so excited. I love it.
okay,
I love
the
it.
reason that we went over this particular topic is, 1, to make you aware,
Absolutely.
to give you a place and people to go to that can help you.
Yeah, absolutely
Okay?
right.
Exactly. And we gave you the cream of the crop.
Oh, we did.
Okay, you got
Oh,
the
yes,
cream
we
of the
did.
crop there. All
You
right,
need to check
now,
out these ladies, even if it's just their sites. Please do.
yep, definitely look them both up.
But oh my goodness, the surprise that we have for our listeners tonight.
Yeah. We're going to take a break soon, and we're going to be back on. And the individual we have coming on is one of the individuals that we call when we have a demonic question.
Absolutely,
Yes.
because he is the expert specialist in demonology.
Yes, he is. Do
OMG.
let's see. Let's see. You know, I know there's. Has anybody ever heard of Shadow Realms?
Have you all?
It's a demonology handbook.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guess who wrote it?
Ah. Ah.
Guess who wrote it?
Yeah, one of our favorite peeps actually wrote
Yes.
that.
My
wrote that.
favorite demonologist.
Yeah.
And demonologist is not like people expect. He's a wonderful, intelligent, caring, loving man who really does this to support and help people.
He is.
And I mean,
Here she goes.
Yep. Well, a lot of people don't realize he's the guy behind the scenes that people don't usually get to see.
Yeah.
You know, like, okay, the Conjury guys, everyone, that was real. Guess who was there first? Our guest that's coming on.
One of them.
Yes.
The other one is his twin brother.
Right. So,
So-
does anybody, but the Warrens were on it?
Well, we
They
thought
came in to help. Who called the Warrens in?
they did.
They did?
Okay, we'll get into this another time, but we're definitely going to get into this another time. But we're actually going to take a short break, and I am going to fix this part of the screen that's driving me batty. As we take a break, then we're going to make a phone call. So get ready, because exactly at 10 o'clock we are calling Carl L. Johnson in, co-author, should I say, of Shadow Realms.
Yes.
Okay, a demonology handbook. Now that you have learned about abilities that you could have or things that could have happened, what you need to do now is to go out and get trained, because if not, then people like me, Michelle, Whaling City Ghosts.
Yep, Luann, yes,
Yep,
absolutely.
that's who goes out to deal with the cases. I've worked with a couple of reverends that have me come in, so there are all these things that happens from not knowing how to handle it.
And that's the key. And
Right.
that was the point. You know. But
Right.
That's why we're also giving you somewhere to turn.
That's right.
You know, and our guests, I'm gonna go nuts. I love him.
Well, before you go nuts, we're going to take a short pause for the cause, but we
Thank
want
you,
you
listeners. Stick
to
with
listen
us.
to, what are we listening to? Break 2 today.
Oh, I love that song.
We're going to listen to Break 2 today. No, you listen to Break 1. This is Break 2.
Ooh,
Break 2.
I can feel it. I can feel it already.
Here we go. We'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere, because we're going to be taking calls soon, and you're going to get to find out who our surprise guest is.
All right. I have to go to the bathroom, yeah. I need to fix this first.
Who are you feeling?
I don't know. Somebody keeps coming in talking to me. It's like we're supposed to grow and get bigger. Is that your side or mine?
I don't know, to be honest.
Wait a minute.
Okay, I'm here. So it must be your side for some reason. Over there it doesn't show. Oh, yep.
Okay.
Yep. So you want me to help you move it over?
How's that? Is that it?
Yeah, it looks good. It looks like it's all covered.
Good.
Okay.
This is the Irish
Go make
jig.
a deep. I love it. I love it. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. I can't wait to talk to So psyched. I love the chat room, so great. Oh, awesome. Awesome. I honestly don't even know how many people we've actually had in our this channel. But we've had quite a few people.
Oh my God.
And I'm so happy that, Cody's with us tonight.
Yep.
We have Howie coming in now. We have all this great.
Okay,
You feel better now?
Yeah, I gotta get ready.
I don't want to go people
Dial.
It hurts, Pete.
All right, hold on. I'll unmute us in a minute. All right, there he is. Okay.
Awesome.
Why didn't it? Thank you. Forgot to push the button.
But you know what? Drinking beer actually worked and it disintegrated my kidney stone. I cannot believe by drinking beer, I got rid of a kidney stone I literally had for years. That's amazing. I was happy to find that out. I was afraid that when I had to pass it, it was going to be really bad.
Hello?
Hello, Carl.
Connection?
Hi, Carl.
How you doing, honey?
Hi there.
Before I go crazy, I just want to say I love
Good to
you.
hear
I
from
love
you.
you. I love you. I love you, and I love you more.
Now, what we were talking about
Yeah.
is, again, we're going to talk about Carl's new book, Shadow Realms,
Yes, the
by
Demonology
by
Handbook.
him and your other half, Lorna.
Yes,
Yeah.
beautiful.
So we're going to talk about that, and we actually had a good lead up to you
You need
because
to
we,
marry that girl.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. You need to marry that woman.
So we were talking about the craft and witchcraft and the fact that if some individuals aren't aware of it and they're not aware of what they're doing and they fool around with something they're not aware of, they can actually leave open circles, and open
Yes.
circles lead way to demons.
That's right.
And that's who you're gonna call?
Carl Johnson.
Thank you for the vote of confidence, yes.
Oh,
Are you
definitely.
kidding me? You know I'm your biggest fan. I am your biggest fan. I'm telling you.
Thank you. I'm glad to know the biggest is out there still.
Oh,
The biggest fan.
I am. And I will be forever, honestly. Carl happened to be our first guest
Yes,
on
he
our
was.
show.
It was our first guest.
Yes, he was.
Yep. So, and I've been trying to.
I was back in the day, not
Yes.
too long ago.
Yes, so
yeah.
excited. Oh my goodness. I still go play. I just love him. I love
See,
you. I gotta
yeah.
calm down.
Okay,
I'm gonna
breathe,
breathe.
Michelle.
I'm gonna
Breathe,
breathe.
Okay, she's breathing now. All right, let's talk about this labor of love that you guys actually wrote.
Yes. Tell our
That
listeners
it
if you
is.
don't mind,
That it has
Carl.
been.
Tell us about the Shadow Realm Demonology
Well-
Handbook and why you wrote it.
How it is because there was really nothing quite like that out there. It's actually a fairly informal treatise on demonology and how it can be useful for people. Because I've had so many persons ask me, "How do I get started in demonology?" Well,
Yes.
there's no set guideline for that, and well, now there is. The Shadow Realm is out.
Now everyone
It's
has
offering some advice
thankfully
to
your
the
handbook.
layperson.
That's wonderful.
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
I
Well, that's
haven't
just what
I
it is. It's
haven't
like
had a
handbook
chance.
book.
I haven't had a chance to actually pick up the book or read it yet, but it's something Michelle and I are actually going to pick up.
I'm googly eyed over it. We got
We haven't had a chance to do that. In all honesty, normally we read every book before the show, but we just got a little bit busy, so we're actually going into this blind. So we're going to be asking tons of questions.
Yes. But I mean, the reason why I'm assuming, Carl, the reason why you wrote this is because again, there's not a lot of people that have a place to turn when things happen like this. And people need a demonologist at times and don't know where to find one or what to do or how to go about it. And your book explains literally it's the handbook for demonology. I mean, what made you decide to put all those I don't know your demonology secrets out there for everybody to learn?
Yeah, because there's so much literature on the paranormal per se now, and paranormal studies that I thought it would be nice to focus in on what is meant by demonology. You know, handling some of the darker situations that are brought to my attention, and I give some case histories in the book, and it was written along with Lana Brock. At first, when I started this endeavor 3 years ago, I thought it would be a nice touch to have Lana involved. You know, she'll probably appreciate that. She might write a little commentary.
Absolutely.
Well, Lana turned out to be half the book. You know, she's such a good writer.
She's an amazing,
yeah.
amazing. We had her
Yeah.
on. She is amazing.
You need to
What
marry
started out
her.
was as a token gesture to her. Yeah, evolved,
Wow.
and she did so much writing for the book. And she gives her take. Sometimes our takes aren't identical. You know, we have a little differing views. Sometimes they are the same, and it's elucidating about this almost mythical region called demonology and demons. You know, because
Right.
it's not scientific nomenclature. That's basically saying evil spirits. We're going to talk about
Right.
evil, wicked spirits. You know, not knowing just what they are.
Right.
You know, but knowing more about what they do and how they operate.
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah.
Now this may, and it's somewhat of a departure from the standardized view of what demons are, because a demonologist ostensibly is supposed to be someone who has a very religious background, is probably clergy, and you know, takes a very, very narrow view of demons and demon lore and how to address these problems, you know, and is totally biblical, but mine gives some psychological insight as well as personal experience.
Right.
So it differs in that, you know, because you find a book that's like basically debunking the paranormal and takes a psychological profile. There are others that are strictly, you know, of a religious approach, and mine, I try to blend both in that. Lana and I try to blend both of those disciplines, and bring them into focus and create one work. It's a series of essays, you know, rather than, you know, here's the very start and we'll go through a gradual progression and get the conclusion. It is 300 pages precisely,
Wow, great.
and it is a series of articles and essays on different topics that we think would be useful to persons who are interested in pursuing demonology. It also has some, you know, guidelines and precautions, warnings, if you will,
Yes,
about, you
please
know, what
talk
not
about
to do,
that.
and that's also based on our personal experience.
That was a big
a
one we were talking
perspective,
about
you know, it's a
earlier,
unique
Carl,
perspective.
actually. Yes. That's why you are the specialist demonology. Because it's true, and
Yeah.
you can do harm if you don't know what you're doing. You truly. We were talking about that earlier about
Yes,
yeah.
we were.
the intent and how.
Now, is your
realize-
book going to be available on the Kindle store anytime soon? I just put up a link to Amazon for Carl's book. That is on
That
the
is a
page right now.
possibility if they get enough requests for it. That could be another year or so
Okay.
before it's available on Kindle.
So, but
Hopefully
it
will
is
keep generating
available
an
on
interest.
Amazon out there, people. And if you have Prime like I do, you get free shipping.
Yes, you got to get the Shadow Realms Demonology
Oh.
Handbook.
Also, through Barnes and Noble bookseller stores, you can order it, and some of them have the book on the shelf.
Oh,
nice.
I'm not sure just which stores have it, but for now, there are some Barnes and Nobles in the country where you can go in and find Shadow Realms in their esoteric section. And
That's so weird. Gotta go out
I know it's not in the Rhode Island Barnes and Nobles, the two stores, but it may be in future.
there. We might have it
But
here
you
at our
can
Dartmouth
order
store.
it through Barnes and Noble.
I'm
We
gonna
probably
look.
should. We'll check out the Dartmouth
Yeah,
store and let you know if it's
possible.
there.
Look for it. Yeah, if not, say, why isn't it in here? People are asking for
Oh,
this.
you know me, my
Oh
big
yeah,
mouth.
trust me, we're good at this.
We're
We'll go
gonna be
do
like,
that. We'll
why
take care
is
of that for you.
book- Yeah. Oh, heck yeah. I'll be like, why is that book not on the shelf right this very minute? You need to order 500 of those books and stack them up because this is the knowledge that people
Yeah.
need.
And that's the thing.
Not out there any other place.
You're
This is
actually
it.
giving people like almost like the beginner lessons, the insight about what it is to actually
is
be
somewhat
in
like
a
that.
handbook
It's-
to
yeah.
actually help them out. Do you see more books in this series coming? Do you see a series coming out of this?
What's that? A series?
Yeah, do
Yeah.
you see a series coming out of that
Oh,
and
yeah,
getting
the-
more in depth and detail with it?
I would like to think so. I have commenced work on another book, but you know, that's an idea. Maybe I'll put that in the Shadow Realm series. You know,
Yes.
Because there's a lot of things like even us, we're just interested. We're not demonology experts and nowhere near a demonologist, but it's something that Michelle herself is more interested in as far as the avenue that she wants to head towards it. And you have the knowledge base to know when you have to call in an expert. And it's something I just like reading. I'm a readaholic. So
it's something that just keeps coming up with
Good
me
for you.
is doing that. And,
exactly.
And, and
definitely
Carl's
exactly.
the right-hand man.
Yeah. Oh, I just want to say hello to Jeremiah. And that was Jeremiah's Beat, the Irish tune there.
Yes, it was. Jeremiah Willette, we did. Thanks for coming in.
So, he's online. He's on the chat room.
I talked with Jerry last night.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
Awesome.
Very good.
Everything cool. You run tours at Slater Mill, and I tell you, I've had the opportunity to be with him, and it's the best. Slater Mill investigations with him, and his very awesome readings of Edgar Allan Poe.
Right.
Oh my gosh. I need to know when that happens again, by the way.
Oh, you were there for that, yes.
Oh, yes. Are you kidding me?
Well, yeah, they'll be starting up in the spring. There's going to be one on April the 13th, Friday the 13th, at Slater Mill. And then, of course, there'll be the fall series, too, the October series.
Friday the 13th is...
Evening tours, I call them.
Friday the 13th. Is that a private or a public?
Is that a private?
That will be a public one, open to public attendance.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, so you should be there.
Oh, I'll be
Yeah, actually, wait. We're not on Fridays anymore, so we're on Thursdays. I just want to let everybody know that Lana Brock's actually in the chat room right now. So you have any comments or questions while we're sitting here and talking to the other author? Lana Brock is the co-author of the book. She is a sweetheart, so definitely, chat away with her, and we'll talk to Kyle. She's right here.
Lana Brock?
Yeah, she's in our chat room. The woman you're going to marry, by the way.
Hey there. How'd you get her all that way? You flew her in.
Yes, we did. We flew her in on Facebook Live.
Yeah, no, on our broomsticks.
Broomsticks?
Well, I hope she agrees with everything I've told you so far.
Yeah, she is. She just given helpful information. Yep, it is at Barnes & Nobles and Books a Million.
Oh,
offer it, she said also.
Awesome.
So, and it is available on Amazon.
Probably typing away. Yeah, the woman types 130 words per minute, so she's probably getting her thoughts in.
OMG,
No, actually 90. I'm exaggerating. 90 words a minute is good enough, but she's expressive.
Oh, I love that about her, too.
Yeah.
She really is, and she's very articulate, very intelligent, and she
is an articulate. Well, that's why she's such a good co-author.
Yes.
Yeah, she is. She was also. Oh my God, what a guest!
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, she was a really awesome guest too. All right, we actually have a question in the chat room. We have a question in the chat room for.
Oh, by the way, Lana and I have been. She and I have been typing at the same time. I can type every bit as fast as Lana can. It's just that what I type is incomprehensible. You can't read it afterwards.
That's why Michelle does most of the typing over here.
My fingers going that fast. Yeah. Okay, if you have a question.
Well, how can you
yes, from Cody, of course. Cody Ray DeBias.
Cody Ray, member of the Home Team for Taps,
and
a few other groups, and wicked helpful.
Oh,
he's
very helpful.
Technological expert.
Yes, he is. But he's also big on the history of the buildings, like we
have.
Got
a question for
Carl. Yep. He says, "What is the one thing you wish you knew before you started that you know now?"
That's a good question.
Oh, and this must be the Cody Ray that I know. Cody
yes,
Ray
yes, it is.
Yeah?
Yep.
Has to be.
It is.
It is.
Coincidence there. Yes.
Synchronicities.
I had known not yet. All right, if you're ready to receive, I wish I had not talked so much and so frankly to everyone.
Oh.
I mean, that doesn't sound like it's not coming from a paranormal stance, but it is related. That I wish I had not opened my mouth to so many people so early on. Because when something appears in print, it can follow you. And there were people I spoke to early on, like, Ed and Lorraine Warren, with whom I had mostly a happy association. But I told them too much, and, much of that appered in print with a, biased edge to it.
Yes.
And newspaper reporters, television reporters. I wish when I was in my late teens, early 20s. I wish I hadn't said so much, because when you're that age, and paranormal was, studies were fairly new. It was under the umbrella of the occult,
Right.
And metaphysics and the occult back then.
Mm-hmm.
So some things I said were distorted and blown out of proportion, especially when it came to demonology.
Oh.
So, and that was still an intimidating term. It was downright scary back in the 1970s and 80s.
You're not that old. You're so
I wish I hadn't
man.
talked so. I wish I hadn't spoken so frankly and indiscriminately to people, especially when they work for a newspaper or a
Right.
television station.
Right.
I wish I had been more discreet about that.
Well, you were being as helpful as you thought you were being. You were putting out the information to help people.
You know what it is you were thinking that people were as pure of heart as you are.
That's it. Yes, absolutely. And
that's
Well,
what it
actually,
is.
I will concur with that. I agree. Yes.
Yes,
Mhm.
exactly.
I must say.
yes.
But, yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah. Perhaps in another aspect, I wish I had taken perhaps more. I was careful when I went into a potentially demonic situation. I wish I had taken even more precautions, because you really don't know what you're going to encounter, what you're going to run into, and there were some harrowing times, where people went under fits of oppression and possession.
Yep.
And I wish I had steeled myself. I mean, I never fled a scene. I always kept my composure, but I would have been even more prepared, knowing that outlandish things can sometimes transpire when you're in that setting,
Yep.
that kind of a situation.
Oh,
It's
my
very
yes,
unpredictable.
Yeah.
So those two things, Don't talk so much to everybody about everything you know or do, and because it can be distorted. And make sure you've got a thick skin. You're prepared for just about any eventuality.
Yep.
When you go into a
OMG.
potentially demonic haunting. So those two things.
Definitely.
So-
Cody said
yes.
thanks.
Cody, definitely.
All right,
We
what's
have
the
another-
next question?
We have another question in the chat room. Happens to be from Jeremiah Willette, and it is.
Microphone.
I know that guy.
You know that guy? I know that guy too. It's what advice would you give people who are thinking about wanting to be a paranormal investigator and a demonologist? And how would you actually? I'm adding.
Oh, no,
definition. What's
it's
the
a tricky
difference?
issue. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Well, ostensibly, you can be a demonologist and a paranormal investigator, but it depends on one's faith and one's religious views, partially.
Yes.
Because as a Christian, one is not supposed to commune with spirits, talk with spirits and ask, like, who are you? What do you want? Are you my Uncle Louie? Are you someone who worked here, someone who died here, someone who lived here? That gets in very tricky territory, because just as with people, just as with living human beings, there's no guarantee a spirit is going to be revealing and tell you the truth.
Exactly.
If these are invisible beings, therefore potentially demonic, and it's very tricky ground. And I have spent a lot of my career with the paranormal, like asking spirits questions. But that's a very tricky thing to do, and there's no totally safe way to do that.
No.
Right, because you
So,
really truly don't know if they're being, if they're
yeah.
sincerely a
Yeah.
demon or not.
Right. I find that as far as EVP, you get the best EVP when you start talking about the historical aspects of the place. Like that thing that I went with you to Slater Mill, you were talking about the history and what happens, and that's when I came up with that one that I sent you.
Yep, my
It
husband
was
still
when you were
talks
speaking.
about the
Yeah.
Slater Mill when
Yeah.
he was there on the investigation with us, Carl.
Yep.
And the bell rang. We were all standing around the bell, and the bell rang.
Right.
And Patrick still talks.
Oh, yeah. That was genuine.
That was awesome. Now,
Yeah,
another,
and of course, somebody might say I'm a paranormal investigator, but I don't commune with spirits. I don't summon spirits. I don't talk with them. But if you ask a question into an audio recorder and you play that back and you hear a voice, you are in a conversation with a spirit.
Yep.
And when I say spirit, I mean an unknown entity, something we don't know where it comes from,
oh, I love you.
Exactly.
I love you. I'm in love.
So approach
You
it
can't have him.
cautiously.
He belongs to Lana.
I know, and he needs to marry that woman. She's an amazing woman.
Oh, thank you.
She
Thank you,
is.
ladies. Thank you.
It's
She
true.
is. She is. Hey, we'll videotape it.
Are you kidding me? I will be there, front and center. I will be there. Whether you invite me or not, I'm still gonna crash. I'm gonna be a wedding crasher.
Oh yes.
You know she will
Lana
too.
is my beautiful lady.
She really is,
Yeah.
inside and out, and that's what I like about her. I mean, she's sincere too.
But I think
And
that's what makes you such a good
Yeah.
And
demonologist,
when you
though.
read Shadow Realms, yeah, you'll find out that she shoots from the hip. She's very frank
Yep.
in what she says. Very direct. And Shadow Realms is actually presented not intended to be a bestseller. I wanted to be popular. We both do, of course.
Right.
However, it's going to rub some. It's not for everybody. It's going to rub some people the wrong way. I presume that somebody who actually reads the book is, of paranormal leanings, so they're interested in studying the paranormal.
Right.
Some people, some demonologist, it's going to upset them and say, "This guy, what is he talking about?"
What you're talking
it's
about is
going to bother some
experience,
people.
Yeah.
and
experience
that's
the
what
truth.
the
Yeah.
experience. Both of you, as individuals, have both had experiences, and that's to me what's going to make the book worth reading. You both, you're real people. You've had real experiences, and it's going to make the book good.
I
I mean-
actually, every single paranormal investigator in the entire country should have this book as a resource. For real.
Yeah.
Because people don't know how to handle demon type situations. And people could be somewhere and they don't have a resource.
Not everybody has a cowl on call.
I know. No. I love you, Carl.
By the way, our friend Jeremiah Olette, who is a deacon.
Uh-huh.
He's a pastoral deacon now. He is quoted in the book,
Oh.
as is his friend and mentor, Father Ed Broderick.
Oh,
We
yes.
quote. I asked some of my colleagues, what is your take on demons? What is a demon? There's no standardized definition, so
Right.
tell me what you feel a demon is, and
Right.
they contributed their comments.
Very nice.
Now, what
What is
tell us-
You'll
your
have to read that chapter to find out
definition
what
of
they
a
said.
demon?
Yeah.
What is your definition of a demon? I know everybody's definition is
Oh, I haven't
different.
figured that out yet. No. Well,
Every- always
I think
learning
it
in this
is.
field.
I think it is a displacement. It is definitely a malevolent spirit that's inhuman. It's not of human origin, and it has generally, if not always, a demon has an agenda. That's what separates a demon from our standard interpretation of what is a spirit.
Right.
It's a wicked
Agenda.
spirit. Every culture, every human culture has a belief in wicked spirits, harmful spirits.
Exactly.
Now, if there are demons that don't have a grudge against human beings, we don't hear from them because they're not involved with us.
Right.
Exactly.
Maybe they're not all bad, but it's an unwholesome spirit. It's always going to be mysterious.
Right.
This side of the grave, we can't know just what they are. But people do have opinions on them, and many times based on experience, also on faith. But they're just something to avoid and to mitigate if we can help people with these problems with the demons.
Right.
Also, a secondary definition of demon is it's a circuit within our minds. There's something in our human minds that can be called demonic.
Oh.
And it derives from impulse and instinct. And that's another thing that Lana and I address in the book.
We were
there's
just
a
on
demon
that
circuit.
topic. Before we called you, we
Demon
were
circuit
we
in
were
the
on
human
that, yeah.
psyche.
Exactly.
You were just talking about that.
Well,
Ah.
what we were talking about is
We prepared our listeners.
Right.
For your
we
coming
did.
on the show.
We were doing a section on not just witchcraft, people that are natural born, witches mean they're born with natural innate abilities, certain abilities. Some people label them witches, but not all of them are
I believe some
actually
people are,
witches.
yes.
Right.
Not everybody actually practices the craft, but these particular individuals have these abilities and are unaware of them. So if you're unaware and you're untrained, you can actually cause negativity to happen by not handling and by not getting trained in
It's like
these particular
accidentally
things.
you can open up a portal.
Exactly.
That you're not experienced to handle,
Yeah.
Exactly.
and that's why we
And
were trying
that-
to tell our
It's insidious
listeners.
and it's subtle.
Yes.
And
Yes.
some people just don't even realize they're doing it. So we figured that we would open up their minds to what a natural born is, which is another way of saying natural witch, but natural born doesn't mean you have to practice the craft, doesn't mean you can't be a Christian or anything else, because everybody is actually born with some innate abilities. I mean, they're just born with them. So, and if you're not aware of what it is that you're doing because you don't realize that you have it, you can heal or you can cause harm.
Yes.
Without realizing it. So yes, this is, we were talking about that for the first hour before we actually got a hold of you. Got them in touch with a couple of people that can really help train them.
And you are surprised.
And you are surprised at what happens if you don't get the training.
Exactly. You need to call in a demonologist.
That's right.
And if Carl's not on your phone list, you get the book. But you should get the book anyway.
Oh my God, there's a hair on this. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Lana and I state, even in the introduction, that this is not intended as the definitive work, the be-all and end-all. It's not like, read this and you're a demonologist. But it does establish guidelines based on our experience. It is a perspective.
Awesome.
It's like, you want to know what I've been through, you want to know what Lana has experienced. Here it is. I hope it's helpful.
Yes.
Oh, that's
hope it's helpful.
Exactly. Exactly.
It's going to be helpful. There is
I
no
don't
book
claim
out
that
there like this, Carl.
The be-all and end-all.
It is. It is.
No, because life is a learning experience. I mean, you're learning up until the day that you're called to go some other place.
Oh, I like the
or
idea
to
of a
be
series
reborn,
there,
whatever it is
Carl.
you believe. And I truly believe that. I do. I think that, and again, my instincts or my guides or whatever you want to call them are telling me that this would be a really great series because you guys are so pure of heart, and with that and the bluntness that she has and the type of people that you are, writing a series on this and growing the series as it goes would just be an amazing.
Here
It really would.
we're already giving them
I know.
We're giving them books,
I'm only telling them what they're telling me. I can't help it.
6 books in the series. It's a lot of work, but I know you can do it, Carl.
Sorry, Carl and Lana. I'm sorry, I can't help it.
But you are such an amazing resource for demonology, and it's so amazing to meet you in person because you're not. People would picture a big scary person. I'm a big tough guy. I'm a demonologist. I'm gonna kick some demon's butt. No, you're subtle. You're observant.
Right.
You're aware of your surroundings. You have literally the sense about you, and you have that calming energy and that soothing energy. So, if I was to call you in and I was having a problem,
Thank you. Yeah.
I would feel like you make people feel more safe, more comfortable with the situation.
Because it's pure of heart.
Yes, and I think that's big, being a demonologist and having that ability to actually make people feel safe while you're there helping them to go through it all. That's why. People, if you have any other questions, you can definitely call in now and dial 323-870-3877. We have Carl, the demonologist specialist. With Shadow Realms Handbook, we have tons of people in our chat room. Please give us a call. We were talking about witches earlier. Call us in with your stories, your questions. And I actually have a question for you. Have you ever come across a witch that was a demonologist? A practicing witch?
I
don't see why
my
not.
personal acquaintance, though. There's no rule against that.
Exactly.
I mean, it's not like you have to be. I think it does help to be of the Christian faith to be a demonologist. A demonologist really means somebody who studies demon lore.
Right.
Now, you can be an applied demonologist, when you actually seek to assist and teach people.
Right.
So, it's an interesting take on it. That somebody could be like a Wiccan or a witch and still be a demonologist.
It's an interesting
there are probably a couple of names that elude me now. That maybe
Who knows? Maybe I'll be book 6 in your series. Because it is so fascinating.
Yeah. In fact, chapter 3 of Shadow Realms is titled Dark Explorations. Now, I changed the title, but my original title to that was I Was a Teenage Satanist.
Little known fact about Carl.
Because when I became involved in paranormal studies, I did call myself a Satanist at the time. And, of course, I was much misunderstood in what I was doing. But really, you can't call yourself a Satanist and expect not to be misunderstood.
Yeah, I agree with
shunned.
that.
I mean, it goes with the territory. Yeah.
Right.
Eventually, I changed it to Luciferin.
Oh.
But I was involved in pagan expressions back then, and Rhode Island, the state of Rhode Island, just was not ready for that.
Yeah. We have a caller on the line.
Ooh, it's a question,
Oh,
Carl.
good.
Oh, I think this is you.
That's me?
No, you.
Oh, you!
I think it is.
It's you, Charleston, calling.
Hello, welcome to Awakening the Unknown. Do you happen to have a question for our guests?
You? Is that you?
Hello, ladies.
Hi, you.
How are you?
You're on the line with us and Carl Johnson.
The expert in synchronicity. Oh my goodness.
I know.
What a night.
Yeah, they're Thursday nights now, not Fridays.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes, I just discovered the show. I'm sorry I missed the whole show, but I am wondering if your guest investigates this, or is he just an author?
Oh,
No, I do investigate. I haven't been able to very much lately because I do get calls for investigating potentially haunted sites, but those are usually hundreds and hundreds of miles away. So I wish I could, but I have been a paranormal. Yeah.
I've had a very bizarre life. Ladies can tell you about it, but I have encountered a woman who I'm not sure what she is. I'd love to see if you might take a look at who this person might be, because she's very powerful with negative energies. And as a toddler, she said she called a polka dot dress to come across the room to her through telekinesis. And in her teenager, early 20s, she got a nose job. She loves the Sleepy Hollow, Tarrytown area, which is noted for witchcraft. And she also went to school with son of Sam Killer David Berkowitz.
Oh my! What a classmate.
so what would
Yeah,
you
she
make
was
of that,
talking to
Carl?
me
Would
in
you
a
think she was
unique
just
way.
not maybe a natural born witch that was on the dark side, maybe? What would you think about that, Carl?
I don't know.
Well-
In some ways, it's as if she's possessed by a spirit, but I can't tell. That's what I can't figure out.
Well, once somebody enters the realm of paranormal investigation, especially if they're leaning towards, specializing in demonology, they are marked, and I think it's impossible not to get somewhat affected by the dark side, so to speak, and even drawn to it, because there is a fascination to that, and you're entering that realm, that shadow realm, and you're going into that, and there are going to be spirits that are attracted to the person, investigating and studying this field, and the person is going to be very interested in demon presences. So there is as well as a repulsion. It's like two ends of a magnet. There's going to be a positive and a negative, a draw and a repulsion principle. So yeah, you're surrounded by these wicked spirits once you get into this field of study and research. They're going to be around, and they do look for weaknesses, and everybody has weaknesses from time to time.
Yes. Yes, they do.
Could she possibly be
So, yeah,
possessed actually by a demon? That's why her attitude and her actions are the way that they are, Carl? Could that actually be a possibility?
Well, I'll give you two examples. Talking about the son of Sam, David Berkowitz, I believe that man was possessed. I don't think that excuses everything that happened in his life and every murder and crime he committed. But he was in contact with demons. I mean, his whole history illustrates that. He did have psychoses, but the way he's turned around and shunned his, the evil that pervaded his life, and when he was in his 20s, and his later teens, obviously he was influenced and interacting with demonic entities, demon presences. I believe he was. I don't think you can say a demon came into somebody's life and made him do all these things, but the predisposition was there, and the demons were invited in, and to an extent they did control or influence his actions.
How
the case
interesting.
history on him bears that out.
Wow.
Yeah.
Did that
And
help you out,
another
you?
time, somebody was my part.
Sorry,
No,
Cal.
yes. Tell me the second. There's a second example. So
Okay, what's the second example?
Well, the sample, I'll go through it quickly. I had a partner in paranormal investigation, a young lady. She was a member of a team in which I had membership. And we were investigating a case with decided demonic influence. And that affected her. She changed. You could see a change come over her. She got more removed, more sullen, more depressed, and I'll tell you, she never recovered from that.
Oh my God.
And there had to be some influence with this demonic, exposure.
Right. I believe
and
that.
I was close to her. I was around her, so I saw
the change.
the transformation in
Yes.
her that took over.
Wow.
Again, I don't think a demon could be powerful enough to just take a healthy human mind. And we all have some foibles going on in our studies, but
Right.
some dark areas. But I saw a change.
Welcome the demon into their life.
Exactly. Did that help you out, Cal?
You with us? With you? Are you?
Sorry, you. Did that help you out, hon?
Are you with us?
Which Carl are you speaking to?
I'd love to see if he had the time to see who I'm talking about, because another thing I mentioned is that she had sexual abuse by an older brother in her youth, and I think that may have played a big part. And I believe she was a child of narcissistic parents, so there's something definitely wrong with the family there.
Is that Cal breathing?
Yeah, some of the darker hauntings, the more malevolent hauntings, there is a history of abuse, of trauma there. And you can't you can't cite everything as being psychological or based on trauma, but that might have set it off. That incited the problem.
Exactly.
And, yeah. And there should be rules about demons, oppressing persons who have psychological issues and trauma in their lives, but apparently there isn't.
Huh.
They'll go after anything or anybody that they can.
That's going to be in the next
One
book.
other quick thing is she is a teacher of A Course in Miracles for 20-something years. I don't know how familiar you are with that, but did you ever hear of Father Benedict Rochelle?
Only that the name sounds familiar.
Yeah, the name
Not
does
read
sound
it.
familiar
Eulogy
to
for
me
the
too,
person
actually.
who challenged the Course in Miracles, Helen Schuckman, and in the eulogy he said that she was horribly insane the last few years of her life and died a terrible death. So why would somebody want to follow a course that would lead them to that end?
Well, it's certainly something to warn people of, if they are going along that path. It's more like, don't let this happen to you. That's an extreme example. It's more like the case of Annalise in Germany with, possession of Emily Rose was based upon that, and that person was on a downward spiral. With a proper intercession, I believe she could have been saved, but under the circumstances at the time and the purviews, she seemed doomed.
They should have called you, Carl
demonic force
Johnson.
was just such a hold. Yeah, because it had a hold of her mind. She was convinced she couldn't be saved.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
It's easy to say with the proper intervention, but she would have had to have key people around her.
Right, and that's in her mind. Her intent was that she was doomed. And she couldn't take that thought out of her.
And that's
She was convinced that her case was hopeless. Therefore, it was.
Exactly, and that's what we were talking about.
It's the intent.
Yeah, exactly.
She kind of herself, actually.
Exactly. I believe that.
It's like I actually was talking about earlier how the elder ladies back in the day would go to their beds to pass.
Yeah.
They would choose to go to die. It's kind of like the same thing. Their intent.
Their intent.
It's their intent.
What happens.
But so
yeah.
That's amazing that you're coming across someone like that though. But I would probably think the same thing, that she would be quite not possessed.
Yeah.
That definitely think that. But,
I do too.
Now do you have any other questions for Carl? Well, we still have him on the line with us.
Only that I'd love if you could give him the big website. If you can give him my number, I'd love to talk to him.
Yeah, if we establish means of contact, I'd like to find out more about this lady to whom you refer, and through phone calls or email exchange, we can talk more about it.
I have his number,
My
Carl.
life experiences are pretty bizarre.
We've
Yeah,
had
get
you
in
on the
touch
show
with me.
before.
Like leave them your number. Or,
Oh, no, I have it. I
I
talk
know
to
you
him
don't
all the
want to
time.
broadcast your telephone number, but
Oh, no, I don't mind. I've given it out before. If you can take it down, I'll give it to you. You can call me after the show even.
You is
Hey, let me get,
amazing life.
a reliable writing implement.
All right. And are
Let's
you
see
in
what I
Rhode
can-
Island or?
I am in the state of Rhode Island, yes.
Oh, okay, yeah, sure.
Oh my goodness, you has had a
By
very
the way,
amazing life.
If you
Carl,
know
very
about the
interesting life.
geography of Rhode Island, you can...
Oh, yeah.
Rhode Island is one of those unique states that anywhere you are in the state, you can take a wrong turn and end up in another state.
Oh,
You
yeah.
don't even have to be on the border. You go 30 miles out of your way with the wrong exit, you're in Massachusetts or Connecticut.
Oh, my God,
that's
so
exactly-
true.
I was stationed at Ellis Airport.
It's unique.
I have never
Or the
heard that
Atlantic
before,
Ocean,
but
you
it's
know?
so true.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Carl.
Yeah, they can't even fit the name Rhode Island on a map of the contiguous United States. They have to have Rhode Island floating out in the Atlantic Ocean with an arrow pointing to it. Yeah. They'll have Connecticut, they'll have Massachusetts, but the Rhode Island, even if it's RI, they have to have that out in the ocean with an arrow.
Oh, my God.
I think
I'm
you're
dying.
Here,
I'm dying over
We'll be in
here.
Rhode Island.
They can fit Mississippi, MISSI, but they can't fit Rhode Island on Rhode Island. It's so true.
Are you...
Okay.
Do you have something to write with? Because I know his number off the top of my head, so...
Oh, really?
Yes, I do. I know
How do
it.
I get in touch with the gentleman then?
All right. You have a writing? Something
You
to write
ready?
down?
It's 804. Yep.
804
798
798
1139.
39. And your name again? It's
You.
Hugh, H-U-G-H, Charleston, T like Tom, R-A-U-L-S-E-N like Nancy. I've had quite a bizarre life, that ladies can tell you. But
We've had you
you're the subject of a show yourself.
There's actually an episode with you. If you want to go in the
two
archives too,
blockbuster
Carl.
books in a movie, too. But, yeah, I've focused on the positivity in life, not the negative.
That is good to do. I try to whenever I can as well.
Right.
You'll have to
Yeah.
at some time, Carl, go into archives and listen to Hugh's episode that he.
Yeah,
wrote
he's
with
also
us.
got a website, but I'm
Yes.
sure he'll give that to you when he calls. Thank you, for calling
We
in.
love you. Thank you so much.
Thank
Yes,
you.
thank you for your call.
Happy Valentine's Day, ladies.
Oh,
Thank you. Happy belated
Ladies,
Valentine's
Ash
to you
Wednesday
too,
and
hon.
happy Valentine's Day.
Yes, and it's great that we're on Thursday nights now because now we can go and do all these awesome things.
Yes,
like go
we
to the
can.
Slater Mill on Friday nights.
Might
Yes.
even be more convenient.
Yes, yes, absolutely.
Friday the 13th in Slater's Mill.
Put that down on the calendar.
Oh, heck yeah.
That's right. We will be there in Pawtucket at
Yep,
the Slater
that's
Mill.
April, Friday the 13th this year.
April.
I
Yes.
think we start around 7. It'll be 7 or 7:30 we actually set out.
Okay.
I think we'll be setting out at 7:30.
Now, which buildings will you be going into that night?
Probably all 3 unless there's, something that,
Oh,
I'll
I'll be there. I want to go in the back one.
I would assume all 3.
Awesome. I want to go
Awesome.
see the wheel underneath in that dungeony looking place again, Carl. Have you seen that place there?
What's that, please?
The where the water wheel is underneath the building when you have to go into that building, go like into that thing downstairs, and it has like that weird cave-like room with the water and everything. Am I just imagining that? But I thought I saw.
Oh yeah, I think you're talking about the Wilkinson Mill on Slater Mill grounds, which was constructed in 1810, and that houses the water wheel.
Yes.
The water wheel exhibit, which is authentic and powered the mill. Still does run machines off of that water power.
What an amazing air.
We'll be going downstairs there. It became too dangerous to go upstairs into the machine shop exhibit because it's people are bumping into things,
Yeah.
tipping over implements and getting their sleeves and skirts caught on caught on old machinery and saw blades and all that. So
Wow.
Oh, Cody said, oh boy,
down
Cody said he
upstairs,
might
plus
be
we have
coming
more.
too. Cody, you gotta come. We're gonna go.
Yep, we should
Come
put like a
on.
bus
Well,
trip
that'd be
together.
good. He's been there before. He's welcome. I want him
Yeah,
there.
come on, Cody. We're going.
I
You
want
gotta
him
come.
Hey, Jeremiah drives a bus.
That's
So
a paranormal investigator worth his salt.
There you go.
hey, it'd be great.
He should
Oh
be
my
there.
goodness.
Wilkinson Mill, Lana said. Sorry, I'm trying to catch up because my feed doesn't
That
go
was
like
one of my
hers does.
absolute
Yeah.
favorite places
Yeah.
there, though.
Well, I
love
went
that.
into the house, and then I went into where the factory thing
You
is.
went into
but-
that charming house. That's a very quaint old structure, that house. That was built in 1758.
Yeah,
The
you know,
house there.
Lana, I know you're
And
listening,
it was,
and
it was a house, you know.
I got to tell you, Lana, I did pick up something negative. I sent the EVP over to Kyle. Have him play it for you. I'm telling you, you were right. She is right.
That'd be nice.
But it's so like
Yeah.
that place is just.
Yeah, you did get something nasty there.
Yeah, I did. So, man, play it for her. I sent it up to you.
Yeah.
So she's right. I wanted the lady to know she
Now,
was
guess,
right.
guess what?
What?
I'm going to do something nice now.
What?
Okay.
I'm going to get my mother her ice cream.
Ooh.
I've got it ready.
Ooh, Mrs.
I've got
Johnson.
my mother here, and I got her coffee ice cream for her, and she likes it.
Aww.
Yeah. Do you know, my mother, Beverly, was portrayed in an episode of A Haunting on Destination America Television and the Learning Channel. It
Really?
told our story. Concentrates on a few years where we had, an intensified paranormal activity in the house we were growing up in.
The haunted
Rhode
the
Island.
house that you were
And they had an actress portraying my mother.
Nice.
And she actually looks like my mother. My mother doesn't agree. Mom, this is Beverly Johnson. Did that actress look like you who played?
No, she did not.
That's because
That's
you're
her
more
opinion.
beautiful than she was.
But they actually
That's
tried
why.
Not a bit like that.
Oh, how are you, Mrs.
Here's
Beverly
your ice cream, Mom.
Johnson?
Answering honestly.
How
Yeah,
sweet.
that's Beverly Johnson. Say hello to everybody. Say hello to our listening audience, Mom.
Hi, it's nice to meet you.
Hi, Mrs. Johnson. How you doing?
Those are wonderful hosts. They're co-hosts of Listening the Unknown.
Oh, thank you, Carl.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
No, we talked to Mrs. Johnson once before. I think.
Yeah, we did.
She's going to be munching on some ice cream, so she won't be able to talk.
Oh, I don't blame her. Coffee ice cream. Mm.
Yeah, I think coffee's my mom's favorite.
That is so interesting, though.
Yeah, coffee.
That's the only kind she likes now is, I don't know if we can say a restaurant name on it, but
Yeah, you can. You can.
you can bleep me out. Yes, Newport Creamery ice cream. That's what she likes, and she likes the coffee. And no other ice cream will do for her now. And we might get into coffee and vanilla together, but it has to be the coffee in it too.
Wow, we don't even have a Newport Creamy around here. That
No, not
must
anymore.
be
They closed all those
wonderful.
down. They definitely did.
So after our Slater Mill bus trip, we're gonna go get ice cream. What do you think? You down, Carl?
That's going to be an awesome night.
You know what? It's perfect.
We got to go get
Jeremiah-
tickets.
Oh, are you kidding me? Jeremiah drives a bus. We're gonna pack everybody who wants to go in the bus.
Yeah.
Go to Slater Mill, have an incredible time with Carl Johnson. Okay. And then after that,
Yes,
we're all going to
you
ice cream.
can charter a bus. You can charter a bus and ask for Jeremiah Olet to be your driver.
Right?
You can accommodate.
It works out perfectly.
There you
Works out
go.
Perfectly.
Problem
anybody wants
solved.
to join it. Friday the 13th. At the
We
Slater
going.
Mill.
We
Oh
are
my
going.
goodness. Oh, you
Okay, so how are we getting tickets for this? Because I want to order
He
them.
will bless the bus for you. He'll bless your bus ride.
Oh my goodness. And
yes,
it's
yes.
so worth
Now, how are
it.
we getting tickets for this, Kyle? You got to let us know because we want to go.
Oh. Well, the best way would be to call the number of Old Slater Mill Association and make a reservation just so they can take a head count. You
Nice.
can pay when you get there. Reservations are recommended.
Okay.
I can give you the telephone number if you'd like. I mean, it's at slatermill.org. That's, just www.slatermill.org. Just look up Slater Mill, you'll find the website.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
The telephone number, the office telephone number is 401, it's all of Rhode Island, it's the area code, 401, 725 8638.
Wow. Need to call
And I
everyone, make
believe you'd want
reservations. If you're
extension-
anywhere near Rhode
Extension
Island,
100.
you need to go. We're so blessed to have,
Oh, yeah.
we're so
Hey,
blessed.
tomorrow,
Yeah,
as soon as
you
they're
never know
opening,
what
I'm
you're gonna
calling
get.
and making a
Sometimes these
reservation.
are modest, sometimes they're more dramatic, but I mean, nothing is staged.
Right.
Jeremiah can tell you it's whatever happens.
Ah.
I'm having
Nothing
trouble
is
hearing you a little bit,
everything.
hon. You sound a little muffled.
Okay, how about this? I'll speak right into the phone.
Uh-huh.
I hope that's helping.
I think he's
bought
sneaking
this
some
phone
coffee
today,
ice cream.
so I hope it's set up okay.
You're sneaking some coffee ice cream, aren't
Yeah. That's
My
what it
mother's
is.
enjoying her coffee ice cream now.
Yeah, don't forget Shadow Realms.
Got to get it. Every
Okay.
single person.
If you can't find it in the bookstore, bitch at the bookstore.
you will get
You
it.
don't want to
online.
complain at the bookstore, go to Amazon.
The printing, I mean, any book is going to, especially a new printing, a new publication, is going to have some errors.
Right.
But there are so many grammatical problems with the first. Then it's been reprinted. Lana did more extensive editing. She did the revision on the book, so it's much more correct now.
Oh.
But I mean, it just makes me wince to find all those. I mean, I don't think you can go a paragraph without finding an error in it. And just, ooh,
No, but it's
Just,
real though, Carl. It's
people have to
real.
be. Yes, I hope people have an understanding and are patient with that. The next printing is much better.
Oh, we can't wait. I'm gonna get it. We're gonna get it. I'm gonna go check our Barnes and Nobles. It's guaranteed going to be on that shelf.
Right.
I will cause a stake. It'll be on the
Oh,
shelf.
it should be.
I will
If
make
it's not,
sure
you
it
can
is.
order it at Barnes and Noble. It takes 2 weeks to come in.
I will take an army
Well,
with me, and
not
we'll be
as
like
long.
with signs out front. Shadow Realms Handbook.
Yes, we need
She
one on
would.
the shelf.
You know
We need
she
one
would.
On the shelf.
That's right.
You know she will. Oh, I'm so excited. I got to get all my
book
stuff
every
charged.
person interested in the paranormal should get. Shadow Realms, Demonology Handbook, plain and simple. And all these wonderful paranormal teams out there across the country, we've been blessed to be able to
Definitely.
interview a few. You guys, here it is. The Handbook to Demonology. Everyone needs a copy of this.
I
Yes,
think so.
I think it's good to have in somebody's arsenal. If they're going to be a paranormal investigator, it's almost inevitable that you're going to encounter some demonic situations sooner
Yes.
or later.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Because people who bring in a paranormal group, obviously they have a ghost problem, which is in a sense a spiritual problem,
Right.
and there's always the potential for demonic presences. So
Yeah,
they should
very.
at least have that in their backpack. They have that in their arsenal. It's presented as a handbook, so you could bring it into a paranormal case and browse through it and look up, see if there's a relevant chapter or some points that could be helpful.
Exactly.
It's
See,
not
that-
heavy reading. It's
That's
heavy
well,
subject,
no,
but
that's
not
that's
heavy
the
reading.
one point where I come in lucky. I'm a photographic reader. When I read something, I retain the knowledge.
And not everyone is lucky to have Carl, like we have Carl right
So
here.
that's
they need
good.
the book.
So if I start talking like you'll know why.
Now, at Slater Mill, can we buy the book at Slater Mill?
We
Not
can,
yet, but
Wait.
perhaps by April or May we'll be able to.
'Cause
have
then
it in there.
we gotta have
I'm
you
going to
sign it.
approach them because my.
Yeah.
Oh yes, well I'll bring some copies.
You should have a book signing at the
My
Slater
brother
Mill.
has his series. Yeah. My brother has his paranormal reality series, 1, 2, and 3,
Yeah.
and they're on the shelf there. So probably I will have that. Since there is a chapter devoted to the Sylvanus Brown House at Slater Mill,
Oh,
there's a chapter on that, so it should be there. And
it should be.
yeah, maybe I'll read that to folks
Yes.
in the Sylvanus Brown House.
And if you
Yeah,
need
and
me
as
to
you know,
cause a stink
Slater
to
Mill is
make it happen, you
fascinating
just call
from
me.
a historical
Yes.
standpoint.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
the
okay, yeah, I will have it on the shelf there
I'm telling-
eventually.
my son says I'm the one that
Just
comes in
not
and
sure
blows up the
when.
bomb at the end. He sends in other people to handle problems first. He says I'm the one that's the bomb at the end, and it's true.
oh my goodness, Kyle.
Are you
We
the
got
bait?
4 minutes left here.
Only 4 minutes.
I
want
know.
another
I got to make a
Carl.
quick mention. Do you like blunt talk?
Oh my gosh.
You got to listen to the
Kidding me?
blunt trucker tomorrow night.
Yes.
You gotta.
Yes.
Anything you want, blunt talk, he's gonna give it to you straight.
And I love that.
Yep, definitely on the Riff Network. Don't forget, and of course the Hitman on
Blunt
Sundays.
We're PJ-13, but the Blunt Truck is rated R.
Yes.
So, guys.
Yep, the Blood
Oh.
Trucker. Don't forget,
Yep.
listen to him tomorrow night
Your beers.
on the Rift Network. And,
And sit and listen to
It
the Blood
sounds
Trucker.
intriguing. It sounds fascinating.
yes, he is. He's a wonderful. We
Oh,
would,
he's
and
a
again,
really great
I
son,
keep
really.
telling everybody how to get a hold of your book, but let's give them your website so they can, contact you and get a
I
few
got
more
it.
bookstores.
Certainly, that's a
www.
convenient route to take.
Is that right? It's www.slatermill.org.
Not that one, Carl's personal one.
Carl's
Yeah.
one. Okay.
Well, that's a way to get in touch with me and Slater Mill, to be sure.
Right.
You can contact me through the Slater Mill website. People do. My own website, of course, Lana's and mine. Lana is a graphic designer, so she's the one that's made it pretty.
Aw.
It's a
And
beautiful cover.
that-
It really is. Sorry, go ahead.
Yes, and our website is Demonology Incorporated.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
Perfect.
And the handle, the link for that is https:// those two slash marks.
Right.
Yeah.
Demonology Inc. DEMONOLOGY. Demonology Inc. INC.
Awesome.
Dot Wixsite WIXSITE dot com COM. Then /home.
We'll
All right, I got one easier. Lana, since you're online, if
I
you
know
can
that,
paste over the website over here, I can put it in the group.
Absolutely.
We have
Check
Awakening
it
the
out.
Unknown group, and I like to keep
That's
everybody
even
that we
easier,
work
yeah.
with there, and so that way it's easier to find somebody if you need help in a specific
Right.
area. I try to put everybody up there.
Well, not
Yeah,
everybody can
it's
have
basically
Carl.
Demonology Inc. with letters in front of that and letters after it.
So it's Demonology Inc. at .com website.
We'll put it.
We're gonna put it up. Yeah.
We'll put it up. We'll put it up. I have
Right.
your link in my
It's
email,
just
so
because,
we'll put it up
Yeah.
so everybody can get
it's
a hold
under
of
the
you.
direction of an it's an HTTP, so
Right.
it's just shorter to put that in. It's more direct because if you type in a search for Demonology Incorporated, other things tend to come up too. So to find that, it's just
And not the
it's
right
just
things.
shorter
The
if you
right
use
things
the,
is yours. The right thing is Carl and Keith Johnson. You guys are amazing, both of you.
I want to thank you
Yeah.
again for coming on and
I
fulfilling
love
our
you.
dream of this show. Everything just
90
to me
seconds.
worked out perfectly. We got 90 seconds left, and I just want to say thank you,
Thank you so much.
so
You're
much.
telling me
And
this is drawing to a close already? This is shot by.
yeah,
Why so fast? We gotta
yes,
have you
it
on
always
again.
does. We got to
But
have
I
you.
remember in your inaugural, the debut of your show, the 2 hours went by so quickly. It was phenomenal.
Yes, it
Oh,
was.
it
This
was.
whole night went by
We
so
love
fast.
talking to you. We love talking to our listeners. We so look forward to our show every
8
week.
seconds.
It's just
8
amazing.
seconds. We got 8 seconds. I want to say thank you so much for being a guest on our show. We love you, and we're definitely going to see you
It has
April
been my
13th.
pleasure. I thank our listeners and our lovely hosts. Thank you so much for this opportunity.
No, thank you,
Oh, you're
Carl.
welcome.
pleasure.
I'll put the
Thank
link
you.
on the group page for you
Thank for
guys.
Shadow Realms Demonology Handbook. And I'm going to stop picketing in front of Barnes
Those
and
are the
Noble
things-
tomorrow.
All right. Well, we're literally running out of time here, Michelle. We've got to
No,
close
it goes
up
by
shop.
So fast.
It's been an amazing show, and hopefully everybody got their lessons out there. And thank you. Oh, good. Lana put it in here.
The
I'll put
link
it on
is
the
up,
group.
Carl.
Thank you so much.
Cody.
So thank you so much, guys, and don't forget all the links that are here. You're going to find on the ATU
10
group,
seconds.
which is Awakening the Unknown group page. Easy, just go. If you want to join, you can. I like to put everybody's links on there. 8 seconds, and I want to say love you guys.
Love you, love you.
Peace out, people. Definitely. Thank you for being just with us tonight. It was
We had a
amazing.
wonderful show. We enjoyed every single one of our listeners and our guests, and we're so very happy to have all of you listening to Awakening the Unknown on Thursday nights, our new night.